Welcome into the Cam Strick podcast, episode number 208, presented by Hair Club.
What up?
My head is buzzing today. I'm drinking a lot of coffee this morning, Cam.
Oh, God. You got to eat something, homie.
Do you like pumpkin-flavored things?
No, I don't. I don't like pumpkin spice. Pumpkins are cool as far as like looking at them, I guess. I don't like anything.
Do you carve a pumpkin?
Yeah, I like pumpkins. Yeah.
No, like you carve it.
I mean, Kate does.
No, you know what I mean? Like how you take a knife to it and stuff like that.
Kate does that. I can't like.
You take all the stuff out of it.
No, she
you
does
make
that.
the seeds. You bake the seeds.
I'll eat pumpkin seeds. Damn right. But I don't like the pumpkin spice lattes and all that stuff. No. I just want hardcore motor oil in the morning. I want hardcore, thick-ass coffee or First Form energy drink. Blah! Let's go.
First Form, though, First Form, they are making some pumpkin spice. I will say that. They got some pumpkin spice bars. They got some, so like people are all over it. My wife's all over it. She loves pumpkin everything. Like if I put pumpkin all over me, Cam, it may get a little crowd.
You get down with it?
I'll just tell you.
You can get down with it.
She may get a little excited that day.
Yeah, but don't do that because that's how infections happen, just so you know.
What do you mean?
Well, you said you're going to put pumpkin over you and make love to your wife?
Well,
yeah,
I'm just saying,
don't do that.
She likes the pumpkin spice.
You don't
What
that.
What kind of infection are you talking?
Well, if you have like whipped cream or something, you're getting down with it, you have it on your wee-wee, and it goes inside, like you're going to get infection.
Who's doing that?
I don't know. I don't do that. I don't do that, but it could happen.
So, you don't want to get an infection.
So all y'all out there know.
Yeah. Listen, I'm having like some concussion symptoms come back, which is very common.
I hope not.
Yeah, very common. Like when you get a concussion, sometimes it goes away, and then all of a sudden it'll just come back, and you'll have the symptoms. So, I thought it went away after one of the most dirtiest plays in the history of hockey.
Still mine?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're bringing this back up?
Well, all of a sudden I'm starting to have headaches,
really?
and I'm relating it to the concussion that I suffered at the hands of your dirty hit.
Well, I don't know what to do about that. I mean, I will not do that again. I need to your brain means a lot to me,
Yeah.
It does mean a lot to me.
Keep the elbows down.
If your brain ain't there, the sales calls are going to be, not as great. Then you're going to embarrass yourself on TV, and I'm going to be like, fuck, I don't know him. He's
Just keep the elbows down.
I don't even play hockey anymore.
You miss it?
Not really. I like skating with the guys. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't have time to do it in the morning, obviously, with the show. On Wednesdays, skates at 4:20. I like those, man. I'll go out there and hang with the boys and stuff like that.
Time.
But in the mornings, I've gotten off of all that shit. I need to get back in it. But I'm a golfer. I like to golf, although I'm terrible. But I still, that's our hobby.
Do you want people to think you're a good golfer?
Do I ever brag about it?
No.
Have I ever pumped my own?
But you kind of want to come across like you know how to play golf all of a sudden.
No, I just
what are you shooting?
What am I?
Because that's not you don't.
No, I don't even keep score.
You don't keep score.
Hell no.
Okay.
Andy,
do you know I
double bogey every hole.
Will you do this?
Double bogey every hole.
Hey, will you do this? Because I've never kept score, ever in my life.
Yeah.
Because I lose balls and shit. Like, how do you keep score when you lose the balls? So if you lose the ball, you lose a shot?
Yeah, you get a drop where you lost.
Let's play around.
I know.
And let's keep score.
100% I'll do that with you. It'll be the funniest goddamn thing.
And let's see what we're at. Somebody's got to come and keep score, though. I'll lose track.
Here's the thing. This better be on a day that's like 35 degrees because no one needs to be – if we do – you can't have people behind you.
No.
Because we'll look like assholes. Very embarrassing, but I kind of want to do that. Kate and I were going to do that the other day, just like do 9, keep score, and just like I'm just going to not her.
No,
but I was
we're playing 18.
Hit I know, but I was just going to do it a little later in the day when no one's out there on Tavern, because not too many people are on Tavern. A little bit later in the day, and kind of just keep score. But then, like after a while, I just was like, fuck, like I can't keep up.
Well, I'm curious what I shoot.
It ain't going to be good.
Oh, I bet you it will be.
I mean, it's not going to be good. It's going to be very annoying, to be honest with you. I don't know if I want to do it.
I got to have a few people out there to keep score.
Should I have Peelsy come out and film it for you?
Well, he'll film every shot.
He'll film every shot.
How many gigs do you think he has on that phone of his?
The video princess.
He's got a lot of cloud space.
How is he on his phone, filming everything, posting it without me knowing? Like, Jesus.
You don't like that?
Well, you know what? Like Andy, like people are probably like, well, Cam, you filmed Andy. Well, no, I didn't. Andy and I have a business, okay? And my buddy filmed Andy, and it took me about a week and a half to convince Andy for me to post that because it's funny, because I went through it. I didn't just secretly film you and post that shit. You don't do that to me.
No.
you know, like why you filming everything? It's always filming shit. FaceTime, Facebook Live, everything. I'm get the fucking thing out of here.
I don't want anyone FaceTiming me.
I don't like people filming me anymore. Like I look like shit. My ass looks fat. My swing's unathletic looking. You know, I got a chew in my goddamn mouth. I'm hitting my vape pen. I'm drinking like I just don't want to be filmed. You know, I'm ugly. I just don't want to be fucking filmed. And then he films me. Here's the bitch of it. If you listen to it, I don't know he's doing it. And the motherfucker goes, I think it's going to get up there. Like giving me the pump. He knows it's a shitty shot, but he's like trying to pump me up like I'm a child.
Right.
Like, it's going to roll. It's going to roll. No, it's not. I hit it 30 feet. It's a terrible shot. But so he films me, mocks me on Twitter, and then during the shot, he's like, yeah, it's going to be good. Like trying to pump your tires up.
Yeah, so you really...
And he ain't that good either.
No?
Hell no. He looks good, but he's not good either. He had a couple shots. I should have filmed his ass.
You know, I noticed that, like, a lot of people who I play with, like if I play, and they play...
Can you hand me beer, Brody, please?
And they play every day.
Yeah.
But they're still not that good.
I know. Well, that's kind of me right now.
I think
like,
that's golf in general.
Yeah. I don't act like I'm Tiger Woods. I don't act like I'm Tiger.
Yeah.
I chirp myself.
I don't like people filming me.
I don't like people filming anymore, dude.
For no reason.
I don't like that.
For their own benefit.
I'm sensitive, man. I'm like self-conscious of myself. Self-conscious of myself. I don't know if that's double entendre. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Andy, if I filmed you and didn't say anything and fucking chirped you on Twitter, and then I'll get all Barney, like, all y'all fuck off.
It's embarrassing.
I'll bag all you up. Jesus Christ.
It's embarrassing.
It is. I look like a fucking dipshit.
Yeah.
At least let me know.
Right.
It's still petty. But what if I had like a fucking, I don't know. What if my nutsack was hanging out?
Right. Yeah. Well, you can't do that on the course, you know.
Fucking, he thinks he's Tiger Woods.
So it's like
Princess, the film Princess.
So it was a charity, and there's a lot of people that just do not miss any event.
Oh, ever.
They have like the FOMO. You know what FOMO is?
No.
It's like fear of missing out, you know?
Yes, Andy.
They
know
have
exactly.
to be everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's him. Where's the next event? Let me check. Let me check out the Ladue News. Let me look at the fucking Riverfront Times.
He's not even invited.
He's just not even. Hi, I'm here. Filming everybody. Facebook. Jesus, Murphy. We love him. Don't get me wrong. I gotta fucking chirp him a little bit.
Yeah.
Post that shit on.
I called you. He answered your phone, and then FaceTimed me. I'm in a production meeting. He's FaceTiming.
He's FaceTiming everybody. I'm like, I'm riding a car with him. Oh, I look down and I'm on camera. And he's FaceTiming somebody. I'm like, Jesus, Murphy.
Yeah, it's good to have hockey back, though, man. I will say that. You know, getting back into the regular season, it just goes to show you, like, people try to read into preseason everything. I mean, a guy scores in the preseason. It's like, oh, my God. You know, this guy's unbelievable. He's having a great preseason. Yeah, you know, it's like preseason. You just don't even, it's like.
It does mean, as a player, don't get me wrong.
It does.
It's a make or break if you're staying on the team or whatnot.
Sure. But you always have to look into, like, okay, well, who's in the lineup? Like, who you playing against?
Yeah.
You know, like in some of these preseason games. But you can tell, man, when you watch the veteran guys and guys who have been in this league for a long time and had success, man, when the lights are turned on, when they start turning it on. There's a preseason level for those guys versus a regular season
Well, you're
level.
always thinking about getting hurt, too. Like, you can't not think about it in preseason.
Yeah.
So maybe you're not taking that extra stride here or there or whatever. And I get that. You still got to find your groove, find your wheels, your timing and all that. But them fucking Russians the other day, like, with the Blues, I mean, they were going.
Oh, my God.
They look good. They were going.
People think it's like a foregone conclusion that the Blues just move on from Ivan Barbashev. Well, he's going to want too much money.
Dude, I love Barbie, man. That's my boy
for four and a half. Hey, listen, and I'll say this though, because he brings so much to the table. If who knows? Maybe he gets to 5.
Can't get rid of all those guys,
and maybe he wants to leave. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. I would never assume that he's pretty happy here, man. But
you got to think though, like Buchnevich is making like 4.5. Although that's not.
He's making almost 6.
Oh, Buch is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
See,
but Saad's making like 4.5. You know,
Buch is better than Saad.
Well, Barbashev's pretty damn good too, man.
Barbie's good. He could score. He's got a scoring touch. He's fast. He hits hard.
Makes plays.
Like he doesn't put himself in a jam. He's quick. His first 3 steps are quick. He could spin off you in
people
corners.
tried to label him because when he came up, he was a fourth-line guy.
Yeah.
Right?
On a Stanley Cup winning team.
Exactly.
Fuck
Where
yeah.
he still scored 14 goals.
Still fucking dominant. They legitimately, Barbie was part of that group against San Jose in 2019, where he legitimately hurt 2 or 3 guys on that team, including Erik Karlsson.
Just crushing
hurting him, like with hits that directly affect you. God.
Oh my God.
And then Sonny got dinged for a game. Sometimes you get dinged for a game, but guys get hurt. Like you're legitimately hurting guys and slowing them down to a turtle's fucking pace, and you beat them.
And Columbus is who they are, right? And Johnny Gaudreau, man, I will say that. And I like the Columbus organization. You know, all those guys, man. Jarmo JD, Basil McRae, like that. Oh yeah. You know,
a lot of guys that we know.
Oh yeah. So I root for those guys. I want them to have success. But, you know, it's like I look at Johnny, and it's going to be a while before it just looks right. That he looks right being in Columbus before they're truly able to surround him with the necessary players to
How'd he play?
To get them to where they ultimately want to go. He looks okay. Listen, I'm used to seeing Johnny just have the puck the whole game, putting up 115, playing with a dominating team. This is a different situation. Now Laine's hurt. That doesn't do him any favors.
You're not finding that one team.
What's he going to end up with? 75 points?
I don't know.
Will he get to 80? You know?
I don't know.
I mean, so
he's your size.
So Johnny Hockey,
God,
he is.
Tiny.
He's smaller than me.
Somebody chirped me for chirping Ottawa too much. They go, "Why do you and Andy always bash Ottawa?" It's a you guys were talking to Colton Parayko the other day, and when we asked him when the worst places to play are, because whatever, I'm going to ask that question. Like, it's a fucking, I'm going to ask. He goes, "Oh, Ottawa," and we laughed, and they got pissed about that. And I'm like, listen, the city's probably nice. It is a nice city. It's a nice city. Like, it is. Like, I've heard nothing but good things about that city.
The rink's in a shitty spot.
The rink's in a shitty spot. They've been shitty for a long time.
Yeah.
When you stay there in Brook Street or whatever, at the time it's shitty. It probably still is kind of shitty. There's not much to do. It's far away. Everything's far away.
But it's the capital city.
It's a capital city. I know, but you're not going downtown. But you're not going there. You're 35 minutes away.
People skate on the canal, you know?
I know, but as a player playing there,
no question.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if you went to every player that's playing in the NHL right now and goes, rank your teams that you would desire to play for, Ottawa would be on the bottom of that list.
Yeah, because of what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just, yes. You know, it just would be. What else would be? Arizona. We chirp Arizona all the fucking, look what they're doing. They're playing in front.
It's not even 5,000.
It's not even 5,000 people.
They don't even sell out. I hear they're not even like selling out.
And Arizona State had a game there, and they showed a crowd like packed. Like,
oh yeah,
Clayton, listen, Clayton, go play for Arizona State. Just go play for. Just have a good time.
Just have a good time.
You know, just go have a good time.
He probably still has. They're all his age, you know.
He looks like he could play for Arizona State and just
like show up,
all
just
them
hide him in a uniform.
Jesus.
Shane Doan's kid scored the first goal there.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I think
he's probably a good
He's
kid.
the captain. He's probably like the nicest kid.
Yeah. Like probably like just buttoned up, professional at a young age. Like,
oh, yeah.
I will.
What do you think those conversations are like at their house?
Well, hello,
Hey,
son.
let me get that for you. No, let me get that.
Hello.
No, let me get that.
Everything was great. I do have to. I did sin a couple times today. You know, something like that.
Is there anything I can do for you
Is
today?
there anything I could do for somebody around? Can I donate my money somewhere? Can I, donate my time?
Hey, I like that shirt.
Take it. Here,
I like your shirt.
Take it. You can have it.
Hey,
like, he's just a perfect.
Let's go out to the
perfect.
Let's go out to the farm.
Let's go to the farm. Let's do some work for people. Let's not drink.
Let's
not
be
smoke.
great.
Not cuss. Not do anything.
Let's help everybody.
Help everyone. Here, take the.
They are the greatest
He's the nicest
people.
dude in the world.
Oh, I think did Shane Doan, did he leave the Coyotes?
I don't know.
I think he stepped away.
But I think like Donor.
He's like he likes everything except like being with the Coyotes.
Yeah. Everything.
He finally found something he didn't love.
He probably is. I think Donor's a kind of, like he probably obviously doesn't drink or smoke or anything, but I bet you he goes and hangs with the guys. And, that's cool.
I'd hire him, man.
I would, too.
And just so people know, I'm not chirping Shane Doan for being like an incredible person.
We're chirping people that are way better than us at everything because he's just probably a perfect person. And I look at myself and I'm like,
but he would tell you he's not perfect. Hey, we had him on. We had a great conversation with him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, we had him on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was phenomenal.
That was a while back.
And he was not perfect. But his teammates loved him. The imperfect teammates loved him,
Speaking of not perfect.
Who?
Well, Ian Cole, I guess they didn't find anything with that.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Okay.
That sucks, though, for him.
I don't know what we said. I don't know what we said.
What did we say?
I don't know. So I don't know if I implied anything or not. No one's told me that I did or whatever. But I do want to say this, man. This is where it gets real unfortunate here in 2022, because no matter what, like the league came out and said, okay, well, we don't have any substantial evidence, man. So like we tried to track her down. We don't even know if she's real or whatever.
She's a fucking bot.
Okay, so the case is closed. He goes back to his team and he plays. But the damage, in reality, you could make the argument that the damage has been done for Ian Cole, man, just because everybody goes crazy, everybody assumes. And I will say this is also on the heels of some speculation of what took place with him in Carolina. So, when all of a sudden you attach this to the trail, it doesn't look good right off the bat. But if you're a team or an employer and like somebody anonymous is coming out and anybody can do this. What if it's like right before Game 7 of the first round of the playoffs?
Well, people do that
and you're playing against like the Colorado Avalanche, and somebody just makes some crazy anonymous allegation up against Cale Makar, and the Avalanche are like, well, you can't play now. We are going to suspend you. We don't even know if it's true or not, and like he doesn't play in Game 7.
Yeah. It's a scary, scary thing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and that's what happens in politics too, Andy. There's a word for it, there's a term for it. Don't know what it is, but it's like you throw so much at something to where before anybody could do the research and realize it's not true, there's something else there. Like that happens in politics, but with this too, Ian Cole will always be remembered for this, even if it's not true. So even if you type in Ian Cole on Google right now, it's not going to be like, oh, he scored a big time Tuesday. No, it's boom, 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 boom,
and
boom,
his kids are going to
boom.
have to see that. I'm sure his wife was flipping out.
It's not even like a girl, like a media member. It's like, you're going to jail for a long time, and you're probably going to get fucked up.
Yeah, and I'm sure the.
So let's find out who did. How can we find out why this woman did that?
Right.
Where is she?
Let's get to the bottom of that.
Is there a tracking? Hey, don't think that Twitter doesn't have some sort of fucking tracking device on something with something. China is watching us like no other on TikTok and all that shit.
I'm sure this upset his wife, his family, his parents.
I know. It's scary, man.
And the team doesn't. They don't even know what to do. And this is the type of news here down in the States for all y'all up in Canada and Saskatchewan.
All
my people driving the truck.
Now, Andy's people. I love all y'all up there. What's up?
So just so you know, when stories like this come out, these are the stories that make mainstream news here in the States. It's not about when McDavid gets a hat trick. Or when, Crosby has 6 points in the first couple of games of the season, where up in Canada, that's like headline news. And not here in the States. When you have a player being suspended for some sexual allegation, that's what creates headline news here in the States,
I watch
man.
Sports
and so
every night,
Gary Bettman was on, an ESPN show, and that's like one of the first questions they're asking him. And he's like, we take this very seriously, blah, 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 blah. It's like they try to compare it almost to like a Ray Rice type, or Deshaun Watson craziness. Video.
Oh, Deshaun Watson, good Lord.
Yeah. And it's like, well.
But you're right, Andy.
And this guy's like, I didn't even do anything.
I know, he didn't. Damn. That's fucking terrible.
I would hold a damn press conference.
That's what I was going to say.
If I'm Ian
Cole. I'm just like kind of what Dave Portnoy did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Dave Portnoy goes, fuck everything. I'm not listening to my lawyers. I'm not listening to any fuck the world. And then Dave Portnoy's whatever. He's funny on the pizza, whatever. But he goes, no, fuck you. I'm putting my foot down right now. You're not doing this to me. If I'm Ian Cole, I'm like, fuck. I've maybe fucked up. If there's evidence that he banged that girl, that's probably why he's not doing it, because he's just like, there's a lot going on with him.
Yeah, he don't want to face those questions
it ain't good. But if he didn't have that, even if he did, if that happened to me, I'd be like, oh, wait a second.
Hold on. Can we have a press conference?
Bring it on. Channel 2, Channel 4, get here, right here. I'm going to be like, what? Find it. Go ahead, help me. Find where she's at. Let's find out where the spot is. I go crazy, but I'd make it adamant. Man, no, this did not happen. Yeah.
But on the flip side, if it is a real person and you're going to make this allegation, how can you make the allegation but then not cooperate with an investigation?
Funny how that works. Oh, I'm just going to say it, and I'm just going to be like, I've done my duty. No. Put him in jail.
Yeah.
You were a kid.
Yeah.
You were a child. You got daughters.
I do.
And you want some fucking nutbag hockey player that we've seen. I played with so many fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying but I played with fucking sex addict motherfucking weirdos. Not all of them, but there were some. And you don't want them fucking texting up Chloe or something, you know.
And I've known Ian Cole since he was 18 years old, man. You have obviously played with him.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if I said anything to you know, I don't remember what we said last time. But I will apologize. Yeah. I think any media member who slammed this guy or pointed the finger or automatically assumed owes Ian Cole an apology.
You ain't going to get that. You ain't going to get that. Hell no.
But he should have just...
You know how Twitter works.
But I was even thinking, like, in today's environment, though, Cam, if you're Tampa Bay, like what they don't know what to do.
I know.
They're like, it's a sexual allegation. It's 2022. Like, suspend him.
Oh, you know, even the writers.
They don't know what to do.
I bet
you know what I'm saying?
I bet you people, like, I don't know. It just sucks. That sucks, and it's scary. And it's like, hey, it's a wake-up call. Like, that can't happen. And to your point, Andy, as a good analogy. I don't know if that. What if it's an important game?
Yeah.
And you have some bot. It's easy to do. Anybody could do it. Yeah. Set up an account. And be like, I've set this account up just for this because I have to get this out.
Right.
Cale Makar wanted to bang me last night.
Oh, okay.
I'm a child, and he knows. Like,
okay, yeah.
And people are like, what? Like, what? Oh, God.
Well, just some type of, like, off-the-wall allegation.
Or what Gary Bettman called Makar, Caleb.
Yeah. Caleb Makar.
The best player in the world, Caleb. Jesus, Gary.
Well, that's kind of an honest mistake, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I fuck up all the time, but I'm not like, you know, Gary Bettman.
Cale Makar.
It's Cale.
That's like, you know, it's
you
like,
call him Cal if you want. I'll take that.
That's like
you call him Caleb.
Mistaking like Connor McDavid.
Yeah, I know.
Kevin McDavid.
Kevin McDavid or Conor McGregor. I've done that.
Yeah.
I get those two mixed up. But who gives a shit about me? I'm a fucking goofball. Gary Bettman's representing everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got, listen, he's probably...
Well, actually, you can't call him Caleb Makar. Are you kidding? You'd be calling me after, if you did that, Andy, and you know I'm watching, you would have been so strung out. You would have called me like, how about, I go, no, you're fine. Okay, what was that? No, you're fine. Mm-hmm. You'd have lost your fucking mind.
Probably.
And you know the fan base.
And I bet you Gary Bettman was probably kicking himself too. He's probably so pissed that he did that because he knows it just gives...
He's lucky
ammunition to the crazies.
Say, Caleb.
He won't do that.
No, he can't. But maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't listen. I've never been one of those guys that chirp Gary Bettman.
Well, if you live in St. Louis, I wouldn't chirp him.
Mm-hmm.
Look what you've got. Look what he did. Winter Classic, All-Star game in fucking 3-4 years. Are you kidding?
Everyone likes to chirp.
But then you know
the
why.
Commissioner.
Now you know why. I know a couple lockouts that sucked. I got directly affected by those lockouts.
But it's also like he's not in full control over that. Like he represents the owners. Yeah. I mean, the owners are the ones that are like, you know. Are you following this story, Cam, on the West Coast?
What?
In Vancouver. Rachel Doree.
What about her? Oh, is she the chick that got fired?
Was she
good at her job?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you don't get fired unless something's like going on. The organization's been very tight-lipped. They won't say what's going on.
What, she come out on?
I've heard a couple of rumors, unsubstantiated rumors.
Yeah.
Well, first off, we should point out she also got fired by the New Jersey Devils. So she's been with two teams.
What's she dangling?
You know, I don't know. Well, I heard may have been like leaking injury information to media, potentially. She's like a coach.
Jesus.
She's like a...
it's lower body.
I think she's like a video coach.
What's the point of that?
She was a video coach.
Why do that?
I don't know. Listen, if you're working for a team and you're leaking that type of... I mean, like, you know... Listen, you can talk to people that you trust, that you know.
What was her job?
Won't report it.
What was her...
I think she was like assistant to the video. She was originally hired as like an analytics person. Well, okay. Yeah. The other thing I heard... which is that, you know, she's been very loud on Twitter. I think she like has like a like what kind of personality am I explaining?
Type A?
No, like a loud person, like energetic,
an alpha
or something.
female.
Yeah, kind of like that. So, I mean, she was only on the job for 8 months, but I also heard maybe she liked a couple of tweets that were disparaging against the owner over some of those allegations that are facing the owner right now too. So,
listen, if you work for a team, you can't. You got to balance that.
Yes.
It's difficult at times because you want
You're
to show
not
your
a fan.
emotion. You're not a fan. You're in business.
You got to support the people that sign your
No
checks,
shit.
man.
I even do it.
Yeah.
I don't even care. It doesn't even. I just. But you got to. You can't go against the machine either. Now you could be critical. We chirp if the Blues play like shit. Like we're bad. I fucking talk. But like you get in deep on social media,
Right?
And you point out on social media certain things of your emotion, and you work for that company. They're gonna be like, "Fuck you,"
Right?
And it happened to a couple people. During the COVID thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. You know, sometimes it's like, why do you need to share your opinion on certain things? Now, I don't know if that's why. Again, they haven't told hardly anybody, even including those who work inside the organization. I mean, there are probably a handful of people.
What's the big deal about it, then,
I don't
Andy?
know.
What are we talking about? Who gives a shit?
Well, she hired a lawyer. It's like a big story up in Canada.
Okay. What is she saying, that they fired her because she's a woman or something like that?
I don't know.
Is she playing the victim card?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Brody put it on the list
today
to talk about.
I mean, the next step has to happen for us to talk about it.
Right.
But I did read what you're saying. But maybe she's just making a big deal because she's not any good.
But it's a second team. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's usually the way it works, right? Yeah. They don't fire you 8 months into the job unless they have a reason to do so.
You're doing something. Why would they even want to have a headache?
2022.
No shit.
You know.
Why would you want to have a headache? You're ultra bad. Because they're keeping people because they're afraid to fire. That happens all the fucking
including
time.
out there in BC.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah. I know.
They don't want to deal with that. So
why
anyway.
Why in BC? Why? Because they got good weed out there?
It's liberal.
Very much so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're West Coast. 100%.
You know, so, they're very, equal opportunity, all that. Nothing wrong with all that. I'm just saying.
Women's rights.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's always at the forefront.
Yes.
Vancouver has
Green New Deal.
And I'm all for it, man. If they're qualified, absolutely. But again, you come on board, you got to play within the team rules. I mean, you can't be getting fired 8 months in after being let go by another organization.
There's something more to it.
Obviously. So now we got a paper trail.
Writing's on the wall. Yeah.
We got a little bit of a trail.
Writing's on the wall.
Matt Murray, man, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and this may be a blessing in disguise the way I look at it.
Yeah.
They're able to call up like Wayne Simmons.
Oh, yeah.
They got to give a look to, Ilya Samsonov. It's not like he can't play. It's not like he hasn't been in the league, Matt Murray hasn't been very good the last couple of years. So, if anything, it's an abductor injury. You know what that is? Is that an
abdominal?
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Abdominal?
Yeah, abdominal.
Yeah, abductor.
Abductor?
Yeah. So, he's out. I was reading some of the tweets, like when he got hurt during practice, and everyone's like going crazy because he left the ice during practice. Yeah. It's in Toronto, They're like, we do not know if this was the original plan going into practice or not.
Well, no, it wasn't. Usually finish practice.
For the goalie to leave the ice in the middle of a drill.
Hunched over.
We're going to shoot on an empty net today, guys, on the 2-on-1s. No goalie. We're going to work on this.
And if you play hockey, if you don't have a goalie, you're fucked. Unless you play half ice and you can regroup with the puck and you go out. But if you don't have two goalies,
that's the worst. It's the worst.
I'm not coming.
You better get a second goalie in there for practice.
Isn't that suck when you go?
They turn the net around the other way.
Yeah, or they put a
shooter tutor in there.
You just don't. Or you switch. Oh God! If you know, you know. All y'all out there, man, playing hockey all the time, and you go and only one goalie shows up. Mm-hmm. That's why goalies don't pay.
That's true. Goalies never have to pay.
They don't pay, as they shouldn't. Mm-hmm. They're like gold dust.
They have to pay their team fee when you play on a team, but pickup games. Pickup games.
No, they don't pay.
No,
as they shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't.
Shit, there's goalies that skate with us in the fucking $1 million locker room we have. Mm-hmm. The alumni skates.
Marc-Andre Fleury's getting lit up, and now he's getting booed. He's dropping F-bombs.
Is he?
In
he did do that.
I'm like, Mark with a C. I'm not used to seeing that from him.
I like him a lot, though.
Me too.
I think he's just the coolest cat.
But, he wasn't great in the playoffs last year. No, I don't know why there was so much, I know he's had a great Hall of Fame career and he's been a great goalie for a long time. But, he has that relationship with Billy Guerin. I'm sure that played into it. but I don't know if I would have been
Billy G
in that much of a hurry to bring him back. You know, I mean, now Cam Talbot, who got moved to Ottawa, he's hurt. He's been out. He's going to miss several more weeks before he's back. But Marc-Andre Fleury, man, you give up, 7 goals in each of the first 2 games, like 14 Padre. Goals in 2 games, man.
And then
he's like Daddy Padre.
And then the Devils, we love all you Devils fans. Like, you know that. Like, love all you guys out there. I miss the food out there so goddamn much. I love the gosh dang delis, all that. But I think you guys are going to have a long season again. Yeah, they're already fucking bashing good old Lindy. I feel bad for you.
They're chanting "Fire Lindy."
Apparently, like, the Devils have the worst in-game experience rated. And I don't want to chirp Marty, but I think Marty's fixing that. But that you have that. Like, Newark,
Hey,
I'll go down the Ironbound in Newark, and I will eat, and there's fucking beautiful women. The food's unbelievable. But Newark is goddamn hardcore.
Yeah.
It's very, very hardcore. Like, you get out of there. Unless you're going to the Ironbound, you get the fuck out. Like, that's you have a nice facility. The fans are awesome. But your team's not very good.
St. Louis used to have that. And to me, it comes down to a budget. How much are you willing to, put into the in-game experience, which matters?
It does.
I remember writing that back. It was like the 05-06 season. And it was so bad, Cam.
Oh, I know.
The team was for sale.
Yeah, I played against
them. And there was they had nothing going. I mean, there was no entertainment value for the fans at all. I remember writing that, and the guy who was in charge was not happy. I still feel kind of bad about it to this day because it's not really his fault. You realize that, hey, man, the ownership group, they're not supporting me with this. They're not giving me any money to spend to be creative and to put on a show.
Well, I still got to put
But St. Louis, then, they brought in new ownership, and now under this current group, it's the best that it's ever been.
Ever been, yeah.
Ever
it should be, because that's where you...
The music is the best, the effects, the sound,
what was
everything.
Wrong with the music? Did they have shitty music?
Everything
was on, yeah.
The sound was terrible. Everything,
Yeah.
And they would have, like, humans, like, rolling around like they were, like, gerbils during the intermission, maybe, and, like, those big, like, see-through, clear, bubble balls,
They still do that.
They may still do that. I don't know.
Hey, you know who had the 2 best goals the other night? Who do you think I'm talking about?
The 2 best goals?
When the Blues played Columbus. Who had the best goal, you think?
I would say probably Buchnevich.
Nope.
You can say Tarasenko?
No, Little Ty.
Oh, Little Ty.
Yeah. See, I'll pump his tires up. He punched me in the penis. Now I pump his tires up for... Andy showed me a little clip of Ty. Skates in between period. Andy gets... You got a good gig, just so you know. Yeah. You got a good gig. You're down there. You're on the bench. Ty gets to go do that. You get to walk through the little thing with him. Like, he gets to experience a cool fucking thing, dude. And he's out there skating around. Like, fans are going everywhere. Packed house out the wazoo. And he's out there and he's skating around. He has a puck the whole time.
The reason why we played on the home opener, though, because JD's 2 grandsons are on his team.
Jameson?
Yeah. And that's the one time of the year Columbus is in town, right? So they wanted to be able to play when JD could see his grandsons play, too. So
listen, if you play...
Otter's kid was out there, Hendricks.
Which one?
Hendricks, the young one.
Oh, I don't know him.
Yeah, young one. He's just getting going.
I know little Maverick.
Oh, yeah.
But if you have any ties with, with alumni, and if you work for the team, and your kid's into hockey, the shit that you could experience with these young kids, man, they don't even get it. Walking around fucking like all these ex players bring their kids. You could do whatever the fuck you want. Like no one's gonna say no.
He's hanging out with Brett Hull in the third period.
I know.
Can I just say, Holy is the best.
He is cool. He'll chirp us once in a while.
No, but he's the best. He's like, you guys got me in trouble.
Oh no.
I'm like, what?
Why?
Well, because he said, these guys are like writing because of what I said about Kadri and whatever. Let me just point something out, though, too. Because Holy, people try to always make it like a race thing. Oh, is he racist against
I know.
Nazem?
They're chirping me, too.
Dude, he said the same stuff about Marchand in the previous conversation, and I even brought that up in this conversation, too. So, like, let's not get carried away there.
And I got a couple ones on Twitter about that. Like, excuse me. They're like, Cam, American guys chirping a brown player from Canada. Oh, I wonder why. Probably because of the skin. Of course, and I'm like, I didn't even go back and forth on Twitter. But it's like, no, you dumb fuck. No, you dumb fuck. I didn't even know he was brown. I didn't even know until you knew. Like, he just looked Italian. I don't fucking know. I didn't even think that way. I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. But the reason why people don't like him is because he buries you from behind, or he'll elbow you in the head. I did the same thing. People hated me for it. I get it. I had death threats. They want to kill my family. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I had to fight fucking B-Like for 3 minutes at center right. Like, yeah. Like, we all go through it. No, people don't like him because he's fucking dirty. Not because he's brown. Who gives a fuck? You're the one thinking that way. Mm-hmm. I'm not thinking that way. You're the one that thinks about race. You're the one that thinks about skin color. I look at what he did. He fucking elbows guys. He elbowed Justin Falk and play like it's like fuck.
You know why I never think about it? And this is my honest to God truth, is because I was raised in such a diverse environment that it's just never something that ever crosses my mind. I wasn't raised like that to think that way.
I never think that way.
And so people who haven't been raised in that environment, I think they're the ones that think that way.
They always do.
You know what I mean? It's like if you were to grow up the way, I'm just speaking from my own personal experience, in my own environment in grade school and high school where everybody's kind of intertwined and hanging out with one another and you're not conditioned
black, white,
to think that way. I was never raised in an environment at home where it was ever about race or you were ever taught that. My kids, they have never even like discussed they don't even know. They have no idea.
They're going to be forced to know.
Yeah, you know, because it's the media and some of the other stuff that creates that tension and that divide that we have, because you're not born with it. You're not born to think that way. It's like you read it, you see it, you hear people talking about it, and that's what happens. So to throw that dagger at somebody is
they're chirping. I mean, like
completely uncalled for.
He doesn't like Kadri because he ran guys.
Well, isn't that what he said?
Yeah, that's what he fucking said.
Because he ruined.
Oh wait, he's Muslim. Like, oh okay. Like I didn't even know. I don't give a fuck. Right. I mean, it's not. Maybe that dipshit 13-year-old that chirped him online cares. Like maybe he doesn't.
Right.
He gives a fuck. He's not a threat. You know.
Well,
there's a lot of victims, man.
There may be people out there who are I don't know.
And it's always just like the little rich white boys. If I can, I have to protect you. I'm like, what? Like, shut up. I don't fucking need you, little nerd boy. Why the hell would I? Anyway, sorry, guys.
You were talking Jersey real quick, though. So, like, Lindy Ruff, they're chanting, like, to fire him already. Like, 2 games. That's a little aggressive.
They look terrible.
They do look terrible. But that's still an aggressive chant.
Yeah, I know.
You know, that puts your management, it puts ownership, puts everybody in an awkward spot.
Andy, like they're pissed.
Yeah, but stop trying to sell this idea that they are who they're not.
Well, get there.
Like have the face of the franchise come out and be like, listen, we're still developing, we're still growing, we're still in a process of going from being terrible to being good. We're not there yet.
Well, get there.
But when they start going out and signing these contracts to some of these players, then you give a false impression and a false idea to the fan base. And so you make them think that you're ready to win and that you're supposed to win.
Well, you're supposed to win.
Because you have like Dougie Hamilton and you've got like, the number one pick, Miles, and you got Jack Hughes and you sent him to this long, crazy extension and he's first overall. All these guys, and you go out and you trade for Andre Palat, or you sign Andre Palat in free agency. Now you create this idea that we're ready to compete and we're ready to go right now, where I bet you internally the coaching staff, like Lindy Ruff, this guy's been around so long. He's probably like, what? They sell this idea. What? They think we're competitive? It's almost like...
I've been here before.
It's like Torts, man. These guys know their team. And, when Torts comes out, he goes, I don't know who the hell we are, man. We're still trying to figure that out. Yeah. Because like Philadelphia's 2-0. Like, okay. Or do you think they're not making the playoffs? In my opinion, they could. I guess
it's not football. Well, you got a long time. Games. No shit.
I guess
like 2-0 in football is like,
right.
Fuck. But no, I get you, man. But I think I'm speaking for the fans that they're like, fuck you, then. Mm-hmm. Fucking coming to goddamn games. It ain't easy to get in there.
Right.
I'm spending goddamn money. Mm-hmm. Do something for me.
Right.
Get somebody in there that's entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not chirping the guy because you do got guys that are sellable and all that shit. I get that, but it's like win something, compete. Somebody fucking fight somebody. Right. I don't know.
And it's a proud franchise with Stanley Cup history.
Oh, my God. Lou era. Like, come on. Yeah. You ain't going to top that ever.
No.
That 20 years. That 20-year span. No, not 20.
There was a long run where they didn't miss the playoffs.
20-year span.
Yeah.
Where you're, no, I'd say from 93 to 2012 when we went to the Cup. And then after that, I think it went downhill. 93 to 2012. Think about what you guys went through. Badass fucking team. Not to mention, you had such good teams, and you kind of blew it one time after you won. You lost in the Stanley Cup final. You're in a goddamn final every single year, basically, for a stretch there. Like, there's always something. You're competitive for that. And now you've been shit for a while.
You just got to pick the right time is all I'm saying. When you start signing some of these guys in free agency.
Now you've just been shit for a while, dude. And they're not happy. Hey, people from Jersey are proud, man. They're fucking workers. Like, they,
I got you.
They like what they like. They know it. They appreciate shit. They're pissed.
They like you?
Yeah, I love going. Oh, man. Listen, I love it up there. Kate and I love it. I got my buddies. They're awesome. The food, I just do. Now, would I want to live there? No. I like where I live here. I don't want to live anywhere else. I just don't. I'm content as shit. And I know people that live in Jersey that are content as shit. And when I go to Jersey, like, my buddies drive you. Like, I need somebody to drive you around because it's hectic as shit, I like that lifestyle for a little bit going in and going out. But I love where I live. I'm a Midwest guy, man. Like, I'm a Midwest motherfucker through and through. But the people in Jersey, they're fun. God, they're fun. They all know how to cook. I'm obsessed with food now.
So I think it'll get better. But I did say when we had Andrew Burnett on,
Yeah, you did.
I said it in the intro, too.
Yeah,
like, okay, he'll be taking over before too long.
He'll be there.
And trust me, the organization management, they know what they're doing. When you bring on Andrew Burnett, they know in the back of their mind, like, okay, Lindy, we'll see how this goes. And even if it goes well, he's not a long-term plan there. But now they have his successor. So anyway, best of luck to Jersey. I don't want to see them lose every game, But they had PK there, too, man. They had, like, making money, like.
Making money. They lost money.
The Hall of Famer, PK Subban.
Jeez Louise.
The Hall of Famer. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Hell no. I don't think so. Do you?
No, I don't. But he did win an individual award in a 48-game season.
That's fine. A lot of people do.
Yeah. So, and he had a very good career, and he was a very good player. I remember watching PK when he was in junior in, like, the Memorial Cup on TV. Dominated. And I'm like, dude, who is this guy skating like that?
I like PK because he hit guys, too.
He did.
Like, he hit, man. One of the best hits ever in hockey, in my opinion, is a hit he had on Brad Marchand. It's such an athletic-looking butt right to the sternum.
Right.
Marchand was fucked after that. And, like, he timed it perfectly. Marchand's fucking cruising up like dipsy, boom.
Yeah.
Landed on his feet like PK did. Like, he just hit him perfectly.
His personality reminded me kind of like a Jeremy Roenick. He didn't have the career that Roenick had, but, like, they were both kind of, like, loud, got a lot of attention.
Yeah. No,
like, if Roenick played in a social media era,
oh, God,
he'd kind of be like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he'd be getting in jams all the time. PK was like PG. Roenick was rated R. That's the difference. PK's like, hi, I'm going to jump in the pool. Or JR's like, fucking guy, like fucking Campbell,
His training sessions, PK's, where his feet are like going 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, he got chirped hardcore for that. You got to keep your feet moving, man. Like, they're good exercises, don't get me wrong.
But I like Torts. I like Torts, and I like the Flyers. I hope they continue to.
They got a thing going on YouTube, Andy, that it's like the road to.
Yeah, same with.
It's kind of boring.
Nashville does too.
Can I say it's the one on YouTube they did for Philly? It's just the same kind of thing. Like, it's just like a film watching the guys
for this
practice.
team this year.
Yeah, they're watching the guys. I just watched it. It's like 3, 4.
So as much
I want more Torts.
As much of Tort, like, he seems to allow the cameras around.
He does.
A lot.
No, they're doing a thing.
I think he kind of likes the attention too. There's something about that. I think whenever you're loud and you're boisterous, and you know everything you say on social media or on television after that, it creates headlines and it gets a lot of attention.
Well,
you know what you're doing.
You got a job. You got a fucking job.
Well, he's got a job because he's got a history of winning.
Yeah, I know.
In the league. But except when he was in Vancouver. That's the only time I didn't like Torts. When he was in Vancouver, I thought he tried way too hard, and everything just got completely out of control. He lost control of everything. The job, the team, the whole 9 yards.
Well, no, he had a weird reputation still. I know he's a winner, but does it work now? And people were probably concerned about that.
I think when he was in Columbus, he kind of rehabilitated maybe some of that image.
But there was some hardcore, like, he's still like, he's controversial. And so when he, even especially after, remember when he was doing the media thing for a while and he'd say some hardcore thing, did that help him? I don't know, but he still got a job.
But that was not, I don't feel like the media gig was I don't think that's not a good fit for him.
Dude, he needs a coach, man.
Yeah, he needs to coach.
Those training camps, I bet you they're so fucking hardcore, though. I bet you those skates are just, and Brad Shaw's there too, who I love. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Brad Shaw's cool, man.
He's the associate head coach.
Oh, really? The next in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he's next in line, but on the staff he is.
Isn't that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, he had to get that title
what that meant
because he was in Vancouver as an assistant coach.
I like Shawzy.
So in order for Philadelphia to hire him away from Vancouver, they had to give him a little bit of an upgrade.
I liked every coach that's ever coached me. Mm-hmm. If your kid's like, I don't like my coach. I don't like my coach. I don't like my coach. There's a problem. Listen to me. There's a problem. Now, can I rank the coaches I liked that were good with me? Yeah, fuck yeah. They're not all the same. Mm-hmm. But I never had a problem with any coach.
Adam Oates was in the house, by the way.
Oh, really?
I mean, he was here. He and Holly hanging out. Let me say this about...
I should have gone to the game.
Oh, yeah, you should have gone. There's a lot of alumni up in that box.
I was golfing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw it. I saw every shot you took. So stupid. So you want to know your score? I can tell you. I saw 170 pictures, dude.
Just don't
170 shots.
Just you film and I don't do that to people.
No, you can't.
I just don't do that to people. You did it to me when we were golfing, but that's a business. Yeah. Everybody's gonna understand that. Andy fills me. You think he's gonna post something that's I trust him.
We're gonna keep score though. We're gonna go out. I'd like to actually have a people can auction it off. Who wants to caddy you? Who wants to caddy me?
Cool. Absolutely. Oh, we can find people.
Brody,
easily.
Let's set that up. We're gonna start the auction.
It's getting cold, Andy, so you better hurry this fucking thing up.
No, I know.
It's fucking cold.
Well, we're going to give it a week.
I don't know.
Within the next week. You get to auction off who caddies you and who caddies me.
I think we're too late to the party.
It's match play.
Andy. We're going to be doing it. Ryder Cup. You can't look, I like your ideas. But let me take over when it comes to the timing of it and where we're playing.
Is it too cold? It's going to be back up in the 70s, dude, this week.
We're doing it this week?
Well, maybe. This week, next week.
Who would want to do that? I know, obviously, people from
Canada.
We can't. We're not chicklets. We can't fly people down. We don't have that
a helicopter
barstool budget or anything like that. But if you're St. Louis, if you're around St. Louis, we'll do it at St. Albans. Mm-hmm. Maybe we could donate to. I don't know. We'll do. I don't get. Come out here and we'll just do it. I don't know. Yeah. We'll figure it out. It'll be fucking hilarious. But
it will be. Brett Hall, by the way.
Yeah.
Adam Oates, he had 90 assists one year. I had to look all this up because we were going to interview him. Yeah. 90 points one year in 61 games. Or 90 assists one year in 61 games.
Dang D-dog.
90 assists. I think he had 115 points. So that's the year Brett Hall scored 86 goals. Mm-hmm. Without scoring a shorthanded goal, without having an empty netter, which is crazy.
Yeah, he's doing it.
So if he would have had now, if Adam Oates plays a full season, how many goals does Brett Hall end up with? He'll shatter. He would shatter.
What happened to him that year?
I meant to ask him. He would shatter.
I think he broke his thumb.
Gretzky's record. It might have been a thumb.
Well, I don't know.
Shatter Cam. He's only 6 shy.
Yeah.
And the guy who's feeding him the puck, who has 90 assists, 61 only played 61 games.
So who took that? Who took that center? Was it Sergio Momesso?
No, it was Ron Wilson or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I maybe.
He may have scored 100 goals, man. You just never know.
But maybe in Gretzky's thing, somebody got hurt.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, look at that.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you. I get.
Well, yeah, you should because that's just the way. If Don Cherry, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my goal.
I said to Adam Oates, I was like, "You had 90 assists that year. You didn't lead the league." He's like, "Well, yeah, there was somebody named Gretzky in the league."
Oh yeah, that was what 90.
He did
90.
90, 91.
Yeah. Was Gretter still? No, Gretter was in the Kings.
Yeah. He must have just gotten there.
Yep. Yeah.
Because they went to the final in 93.
Yeah, and the Oilers won a 90.
Mm-hmm, without him.
That's the biggest pimp thing ever, just so you know.
It is, and no one really talks about that.
Just like Tom Brady thing.
How do you think Gretzky felt about that?
Oh, fuck. That's like Tom Brady going to,
if New England would have won.
No, it's exactly different.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of the same feel. No, I don't need you. But maybe it is opposite, Andy. But it is kind of like, no, I can do it without you. It was the opposite of that.
But, you know, Gretzky got the Kings to the final in 93. And he played unbelievable.
He was awesome.
And they beat Toronto en route to getting there.
In dramatic fashion and controversial calls. We had Kerry Fraser on to talk about that. Check that fucking thing. We've had so many guys on this damn podcast. All y'all out there. I know there's so many new people listening. We love all you. But, God, we have some badass interviews that you might not have heard yet. I mean, like all this shit that we talk about. Andy and I look at each other like, oh, we had him on. We talked about that. So just remember that if you haven't listened to everything.
Yeah, so this edition of the Cam Strick podcast, we've got Tom Stillman on. Yeah. For people outside of St. Louis, he's the owner, the chairman of the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah,
and he's an unbelievable person. He's a great individual. Yeah. He has done so much for this town when it comes to hockey.
Yep. I beat him up at Busch Stadium in front of fans.
You shouldn't do that.
I know. He tripped me up one time, hurt my AC joint.
So, you know, you just, like, look at people. Like, Tom Stillman will always go down and be revered probably as the greatest owner in the history of the organization. And there's other people like Michael Shanahan and years past who, the Salomons, who have incredible reputations and left their mark.
Yes, they did.
On the history of the organization. He'll go down as arguably the greatest owner, man.
He might have a statue.
Good.
Seriously, though, like of all the things that happened in a 6-year span, not to mention when he took over, the Blues started to become really good. That helps. Yeah. They rearrange a couple things. You went from a lull. Then you have all these young kids.
They renovated the arena. Did so much shit.
Renovated arena, which was a
practice facility.
If you want to deal with the city in any way here in St. Louis, it's a pain in the ass. Yeah. You got a multi-million-dollar practice facility. Not one of the nicest.
Multi-million. It's like 80
million. Tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
One of the 4-sheet rink, outdoor rink. We got $1 million locker room. They get it's unbelievable. You got an all-star game here. And this is all in like 6 years. Then you get the Winter Classic. You win it, like it's, and then you win a Stanley fucking Cup.
They almost got the World Juniors here. They should have gotten the World Juniors here. They were a finalist for the World Junior Championships.
And you got to give Zimmerman those guys and Chapman, those guys.
Well, it's all a part of that.
It is.
It's just like the head coach of the GM. They get all the credit. You know, you got other people working for you.
And the investors too. The rest of the investors that probably don't get talked about.
Donnie Lux, everybody.
Luxy, what's up, homie? I know you chirped me a little bit. I know you chirped me. I love you.
Yeah.
What's up?
So, anyway, so that's who we're having on today. And he loves the game. He's passionate about the game.
But he's a soft talker. I should have said, put that goddamn thing in front of your mouth.
So we had some audio, a little bit of audio issues at times, but you can easily make out what he's saying, and no issue there. Yeah. So, and we had a lot of good stuff to talk about. We've got some great interviews coming up as well.
Yes.
As we get into the season, and obviously
we always do.
Yes.
I mean, we don't disappoint with that. Like you guys, we're busting our ass on this. We try to get this the biggest big dicks. You know, you guys know that. Unique, different.
Ollie was good. He still hasn't tried his strain yet.
Oh, I've tried his. Kate made fucking sushi all weekend, dude.
Oh, did she? Yes. All weekend.
Well, Saturday watching fucking college football.
How are her fingers, man? They're probably raw. You can't do it all weekend.
Well, her back hurt too. I mean, she's got to do but she made sushi one day. Then we made
she knows how to do those nori rolls and everything.
She is such a fucking good cook, and everything's perfect. Like she cuts everything perfect. Like me, I'm like when I cook, I put things together. I do clean up when I cook. I like to be organized, but everything, and she did take a picture of it. I'll send you a picture. We were gonna post it. I should have posted. She made sushi. She made 2 different kinds. God, what else do we have? Ribs all we do is fucking cook and play golf and get filmed and embarrassed.
Did she go with you to golf?
Well, we play together, yeah. She went to the...
No, did she go with you to the charity event?
Fuck no.
Well, you take her everywhere, so I didn't know if she went with you.
What charity event, Andy? That's a stupid thing to say. Why would I do that? And she's going to golf with...
You act like she doesn't go with you to a charity event. She goes with you to every other event.
Well, no, she drives me to events, but not a golf tournament.
No?
No. What's she going to do?
Did you wear your new golf pants?
God, yeah, dude. Badass. I look fat, though, but they fit me great. They do. Although a lot of her friends were there, actually, working the thing. Yeah, it was for that little girl that died at Table Rock Lake.
I know, it's terrible.
Oh God, fuck, man. I kind of forgot about it. And you guys know sometimes, like, if you go to golf tournaments, sometimes you're just like, oh, I can't go to the golf tournament. I'm like, oh, okay, is it close to me? I'll go. But this one was like a little special, and we just rolled up, and her little girl just she got ran over at Table Rock Lake by a boat. Fortunately, I believe her dad did it. And it's just fucking terrible. And they're associated with all the hockey people in St. Louis.
Yeah, I think she played hockey.
She played hockey. Oh, yeah, she did play hockey. That's right. And then her brother played hockey with all the guys that we know.
Yeah. And
so, like, I'm going there. I'm like, I can't wait to play, PLZ, this fucking Brooksy and all them. Let's go play, have a good, it's nice outside. It's right down the road from my house. And I roll up and I see her picture. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Tough. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm like, motherfuck. Ugh. And the story is, like, hardcore. Anyway.
That's tough,
man. I don't know, man. I don't have kids, dude. If I had kids, I don't know.
Well, you are one of those that is a dog owner who thinks your dogs are kids. I was like, those type of people I'll never understand. And I love the dogs. And I love my dog. And my dog that I had before this dog was like a kid,
Yeah. Well, then why are you chirping then? Then why are you chirping?
Because now that I have kids, I realize that it's like it's not the same.
No, I know. I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know. And if Kate and I don't have kids,
like you can leave them home by themselves.
Nah, I gotta lock them up. But if I don't have kids, I just gotta stay healthy enough to have a good life with my wife. Yes. And we do right now, and I gotta keep it going. But we might not have kids, man. I'm getting older. She's getting older. Like, it might be past that time. And I just have to stay healthy so I could stay with her. Like, if you don't have kids, like, I got to stay with it. Like, we got to, I got to.
Why don't you adopt?
I don't know. Because I want my blood.
It's a great option for you.
I want my blood. Like, even if I look at my kid, I'm like, oh, fuck, are you a psycho? Oh, God, you got my fucked upness.
Doesn't go in the corners.
Yeah, right. Or he might be a pussy. He just might be a pussy. There you go. It is what it is. Like, you gotta love him.
You gotta accept it.
I would devote my whole time. Now, if I had kids, just so you know, Andy, it would affect you a lot.
Oh God!
Just so you know. Well, we gotta do it here this time. I am always there. You don't have to. I always wait on you.
Hey,
if I had kids, it would directly affect you hardcore. Just so you know,
for the local listeners, we're gonna have another event coming up at the Frontenac Schnooks, tentatively. Oh, yeah. November 12th. So we'll be updating you on when that is, man. We hope to see more of you come by and say hello and say what's up.
Yeah, try some of our cool seltzer.
Mango lemonade.
Mango.
Baby. That shit is damn good. Man. I drink the hell out of that.
Andy had a half of one, and he's like, Kate had like 4 of them, and she's like standing there normal, talking to people. Andy's like wasted. Fucking lightweight, dude.
Talking to people.
God, whoa! I'm gonna have to sit down. Like, gee, you're sipping on a fucking seltzer.
That did not happen.
I mean, kind of did.
That did not happen. All right, let's get to Tommy.
Yeah.
The chairman of the St. Louis Blues, man. He's got a great story, too.
He does. Hey, when you own a beer company, you sell booze, and you own a hockey team, you're doing pretty fucking good. And you're competing with Budweiser, AB here.
You think my life is good?
We got a good life.
Dude, his life.
Yeah. No, there's just some stress involved.
To own the well, yeah, there's
some stress involved, dude. Like shit could have gone downhill. Like, everything that happened couldn't have happened. And he could get ridiculed every day going places. AB maybe would be like, fuck your company. And then, like, there could be a lot of bad things. Your investors can go sideways on you. They don't want to agree to spend more money to get these big players. Yeah. A lot of shit can happen in a bad way.
You know who's really good, man, at what he does?
Who?
Craig Berube.
I know.
Like, he doesn't get credit. Like, people don't want it. They talk about like Bruce Boudreau and Sheldon Keefe.
Oh, I know.
And like Paul Maurice and John Tortorella, and it's all these guys. It's like,
you're right.
Maybe not Sheldon Keefe, but just because, Craig Berube hasn't been recycled by like 6 or 7 teams and like gone all around the league, coaching all these different teams, and he's damn good.
I love how he is with the media.
And you know what? You know why I think that? It's not just because, he's really nice to me and I like him a lot. He's a good guy. But it's because I talked to his assistant coaches. Yeah. And I talked to Jim Montgomery, who's another head coach in the league, right, when we had him on. And they tell you, and it's like the veteran guys. Like There's been other coaches that have come through here, like really good coaches. But you always hear the whispers. I'd always have like players like bitching about the coach.
Always.
Yep. Like, this fucking guy.
Fucking, yeah.
No, I never hear anyone doing that, dude.
Oh, I know. Trust me. And if you want to reach in and find things on people, you can. It's hard to find anything negative about this man in a lot of ways. And it's not just the other coaches. It's not just the players. It's the players that he played with that we've had on. And it's not just like, yeah, he's a good guy. No, I know the difference. Yeah. I evaluate everything people say and how they react to other people.
Right.
Because I want to know, like, I always evaluate that. They fucking like that dude. Yeah. He could have played in the NHL longer if he wanted to, because probably just because he's a role guy. He's smart. And I love the way he treats the media.
And he's real.
He's real.
With his answers. I did an interview with him for our pregame show. And like O'Reilly and Tarasenko, they're in the final year of their deals. You know, I said, you talked to him about that? And he's like, yeah, of course. It's like, one guy's wearing a C, the other guy's wearing an A. I need them to be good leaders. He goes, even if they come out and say they're not thinking about it, of course they are. He goes, I'd be thinking about it if I was a player. You know what I'm saying?
They're human.
He just brings that player's mentality and just, you know.
I know. It's a difference, man. Like, it's hard to find anything negative about him.
Philadelphia messed up, man, letting that guy go.
Jesus Christ. How they doing?
Well, they got torts.
I know, but how have they been doing?
I know.
Kind of a laughing stock. Hey, listen, you know what the bitch of it is? When your most popular player, who's your most popular player in the organization?
For
Philadelphia. Who's the most popular person in the organization? Go.
Who
is the most
Torts?
Nope.
Gritty.
It's Gritty.
Mm-hmm.
He's the most popular guy in the organization.
Konechny.
That sucks. Gritty. Brody got that one. You knew exactly what I was talking about. It might be Torts now I think about it. But Gritty, like your mascot is. That's god awful. Man. I'm glad hockey's back, though. Fucking a lot of drama in football. Jesus. Yeah. Alabama gets beat. I watched college football. We're just barbecuing. The windows were open, man. I had a fire going. Like, it was kind of chilly. Watching fucking football. God, if I could be reincarnated and go play for Tennessee and be the quarterback for that school, when they scan the crowd and, like, the most beautiful girls ever were just standing there, like, cheering. Like, that'd be a pretty cool place to play.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I never did the college route, man. You know, but if you're
you kind of chirp college, but I think you know, listen, it wouldn't have been a great fit for you personally in terms of your game, but like, I don't know if you get to the end. I don't know if you're drafted where you're drafted. If you went the college route.
Oh, no, dude, it's just not for me. I chirp like.
But the experience for these kids is cool.
I started making money at 18 years old. Like, that's like we didn't have any in Windsor. Like, you know, like, you kind of do what you want. You know, you're out of there. Like, college, you're kind of under the microscope. But it'd be fun to play hockey, whatever. Football's a different animal. If you're a quarterback in a badass college, LSU. Like, these, where you're the king dick on campus. And there's a fashion show with beautiful girls everywhere. And you're the big dick. And you're fucking going to, like, that's a pretty cool experience. You know, like Brady Quinn going to college. Like, he just walks around. Imagine being the quarterback. You just dominate, or a wide receiver at Tennessee. You just beat out everybody. The whole city's burning down in joy. And then 3 days later, after the weekend, you walk into class, like, what's up? And there's girls that are like, what's up? Like, I'm the fucking, like, you're the fucking man.
I know.
And you're not even a man.
They're not going to class, dude.
Oh, I would just to talk to girls. Like, I just walk around like, I'm
I just
cool.
walk in.
I'm cool.
And the teacher's like, can I get a picture with you?
Sir, we're talking about gender studies. Sit down and pay attention, okay?
Oh, by the way, I need your autograph, by the way.
Yeah. No, they don't even know. Some of those, are you kidding?
Those teachers?
Those teachers are so
dude, they're coaching at a college. Dude, they know who the damn quarterback is, okay?
Yeah, maybe.
And the running back and the wide receiver.
And they'll probably be like, sir, we need to talk about pronouns with you right now. Well, I just got...
What school is this you're talking
everyone,
about? I don't know every school. You're painting everybody with the brush.
No, some classes. You're right. I shouldn't do that. Yeah. It's maybe some classes they would do that. Some classes are cool.
Now you're going to like the business school. I mean, are you really like talking about that all the time?
I don't know.
Maybe you are.
I don't know. Andy.
Law school?
I don't know. I didn't experience it. My point is, it'd be pretty cool to be a big dick college football player at a cool school with girls just fucking everywhere.
Oh, my God. Basketball too, man.
Yeah, man. I'm just not into basketball. I can relate to the football.
Well, you're not an athlete.
You talking to yourself?
I saw you golf.
Well, I was a pro athlete. Whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
I mean, I was. 10 years.
All right, let's get to Tom Stillman, the chairman of the Blues. Brought to you by Hair Club. Again, check out our landing page, hairclub.com/Cam Strick. Restore, replace, and regrow your hair, Cam. It's really that simple, man. Don't just live with it. I mean, you can listen, there's a solution for everybody. If you're losing your hair or if it's thinning for men and women. Yeah, for everybody.
I'm surprised Peelsy didn't video my bald spot and put it on Twitter.
He did.
Well, good thing I had a hat on. He would have been like, oh, Cam's bald. And then put it on Twitter. Jesus. What's wrong with him? The video queen.
Oh, that's funny, man. Hairclub.com, Cam.
Yeah.
Hairclubs.com/Cam Strick. That's where you go. First form, baby. I mean, you wonder why I just say I'm full of energy. I'm full of life.
Look at my pants I got on.
First form. I've got those same ones.
They're so goddamn comfy.
They're my house pants.
I wear all their shit. All I do is wear free shit.
Oh, my God. First form. PHORM. Listen, here's our link. Because when you go there, this is very important. You got to order from our link. And some of you have, by the way. So big shout out to those of you who are ordering from the link. Firstform.com/Cam Strick.
Damn right.
And that's all you need to know. Firstform.com/Cam Strick. It took Brody a long time to figure that out.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
It's firstform.com/Cam Strick. PHORM. First form.
Oh, my God.
Give me your top 5 go-tos.
I'll say I love the protein. The protein's a big, big thing, you know. When people, you talk to anybody, they love the protein. I love the...
What protein? Like the meat sticks?
No, the protein powder.
Oh.
Jesus, Andy.
Okay.
You tell Andy just doesn't, he's never worked out or
the post-workout?
Like you just know... Yeah, like the post-workout. I like the pre-workout stuff. I love the energy drinks. Now, I'm looking at, I get up early in the morning. I need energy.
Yes.
I need to be on my game. I take the fish oil to get my brain going in the morning. I take the vitamins.
How's that working for you?
I like peeing when I'm on the vitamins because my pee's like fucking, it looks like, nuclear.
Get out of here.
Where?
Is that true?
Yeah, my pee looks like Chernobyl fucking nuclear power plant. It's just bright as fuck. It's crazy. I'm like, good.
Really?
Like it's flushing me out, you know?
Yeah, that's what it does to you.
I like those protein.
You take the packs where you got to take like the multiple. That's what I do.
Yeah, I like to eat on them too. Pancake mix. I'm sure Ty and the girls like that in the morning.
Try the chocolate pancakes.
It's good, man.
The chocolate chip pancakes. They're called cake cups. So when you see those on there, order the cake cups. They've got the regular pancakes, the chocolate chip pancakes, or the blueberry muffins.
Hey!
And it's a great, kind of pregame snack. You can have it for breakfast.
Easy,
You put it in the microwave for 1 minute, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's just great in the morning.
It's very
it gives you
easy.
energy.
Put a little syrup in there.
Like, I need as much energy as possible, dude. I'm a fucking, man, it helps. Doesn't
What's your go-to flavor for the energy drinks?
Oh, I like the lemon lime are good. It doesn't matter. I have to switch it up.
Blue raspberry.
I feel like I have to switch it up.
Cherry lime.
Yeah, the cherry lime is what I like.
Have you seen Nick First Form?
Like Nick, he just keeps posting pictures, and he's just like it's like they need to do. He and his lovely wife need to be on the Hallmark Channel and make a ton of coin with First Form.
Oh my God!
And just
First Form everywhere.
Walk around, just do it like a little.
Be
thing.
like, what did you get me for Christmas?
I got you
First Form.
First Form stuff. Everything's perfect. Look at how beautiful we are. Like we're just.
How are you?
How are you? I am good. Everything's good. Healthy. Like they need a. I don't know.
No, he and Shane Doan need to be in the movie together.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And Candace Bure.
Candace Cameron Bure.
Yeah.
One of the greatest interviews we've had, by the way. Check out that one with Bowery and Candace.
Oh, I love it. No, Nick was a cowboy, and Nick works for First Form and is our buddy. It's like just looks like an athlete. Just looks like a movie star.
Well, he is.
And they're all like in the cowboy outfits over the week. I saw a bunch of posts.
Really?
Yeah, there are some big.
They wear those quite often.
They look like they're back in Yellowstone, cowboy, like badass.
First Form, it's like a way of life over there.
Well, it is. Oh my God.
Yes.
Their facility in St. Louis.
It's nicer than the Dallas Cowboys.
Nicer. And they just opened another one up right next door. They're killing it.
I was talking to Robert Thomas from the
it.
Blues about it. He's been over there.
Yeah.
He's worked out and stuff over there. He's got great vision.
Yeah.
Great passing skills.
He's a nice assistant. Making money. He's got to keep doing it.
He will.
Stay in shape.
That's the most important thing.
You have to be the energy guy with the puck. Like you.
Yeah, but that line, Cam. Say what you people just get like they take Tarasenko for granted a little bit because he's been here for so long.
Yeah.
But when you watch him like have the puck, it's like every play they try to make, they make. Like
I know.
In the NHL against NHL players, like it's pretty
good.
Tarasenko was on the ice with Ty's team last night, by the way.
Oh, really?
Came out in the ice.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Carshield and carshield.com, 800-857-2481. Use that promo code CAM, which I know is very embarrassing. That's even more embarrassing now after you see what took place on the golf course. Who wins that one-on-one match, by the way, between you and I?
I'll probably beat Andy.
You think?
Yeah.
You got to keep like
I'm better than you think.
Someone's got to keep score the entire time.
No, we'll have the right people there.
Will you get under 100?
No, and you or you.
Okay.
No, we'll be losing balls, and that's like...
Well, that's a drop.
A drop, but it adds up.
And it counts.
We'll have a couple of 9 or 10s.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know.
Oh, yeah. Now, you got to show your scorecard.
No one could be behind us. I will not.
No.
I will not do that to anybody.
I don't know about playing golf in the cold weather, though. I don't know if I like that.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Yeah. But, I mean, 40s, 50s, as long as I'm not getting those...
it ain't that bad. We got...
That vibration on my hands after you hit the ball. I don't want that, you know.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Can
I use your driver?
No, I need new clubs. Oh, Andy, don't even. Mine are shit, fuckville. I need to get fitted.
I thought you just got new clubs.
No. Those are.
I got a guy who will do that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my country club. Will do.
Okay, good.
That's what you do.
Oh, is that what you do?
Yeah, if you're in a country club, you'd have them fit you out, and they have a machine up there that they're gonna test me with everything. Yeah.
Well, you never know when something's gonna go down in your car either, Cam, for car shit. You know that.
I do.
It could be a number of different things. And so make sure you're protected. Yeah, you got to have that protection. CarShield. CarShield.com. The promo code's embarrassing, like I said, but you just got to do it because you want to save that money. They are everywhere, brother. I see CarShield athletes. I see CarShield people, influencers. Yeah, they're everywhere. And they're doing a great job with all these commercials, too, man. We love having CarShield on the team. You should, too. Sign up today. 800-857-2481. Again, you get to pick your mechanic, and you pick where you want it to take it and all that stuff. And they hook you up with a rental car, tow truck, all that stuff, Cam.
Dang right. Hell yeah.
They are the best. They are the absolute best. Sparks skate sharpeners. Cam, I saw some kids falling all over. I'm like, somebody didn't have. Listen, they didn't get their skate sharpened. You know why? Because they didn't have time. They were rushing.
Yeah. Panic mode.
Panic mode.
Parents don't know when to leave.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks when your mom and dad leave to get you there right on time. That's something Andy probably does, because I could tell working with Andy over the years, he's never early, right? He just gets there, and so my mom and dad always got me places early.
Dude, I'm at the rink early. I get there in plenty of time.
I bet
at the rink.
I bet you do.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I bet you do.
Plenty of time.
I bet I could see you Rushville panic mode. Fucking 5 minutes before, Ty, put your skates on.
You know how I
don't do that.
I see these NHL teams. They come in, the road teams. They're in the hallway getting set up.
Yeah.
And that's where they, sharpen skates.
No,
and all
tell
that.
me what happens in yeah.
They got the sparks, dude.
Oh, of course they do. It's easy.
Yeah.
You put it on. You got 50 skates you got to do. You just put one on. You do this. You do that.
Use the promo code Cam and Strick and save money. More than Black Friday and Cyber Monday, Cam.
Fuck both them days. I'm not gonna lie to you. Pain in the ass.
Why are you so anti?
I don't know.
Cyber Monday.
Well, I just don't even. I don't even buy. That's all Kate stuff. She buys the gifts for everybody. She does all that kind of stuff, man. I just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of I don't do much, as far as.
You don't even buy Kate
what?
Christmas presents, do you?
Kate and I live a lovely, lovely life together, just so you know. We always.
Dude,
come on.
You need to, roll out the red carpet every once in a while.
I do all the time.
Make her breakfast.
Are you out of your fucking mind, dude? I get up at 6 o'clock every morning on the weekends, and I'll always have bacon cooking. I'll do this. I'll clean the house up a little bit.
Can she smell it when she's still in bed?
She's still sleeping with the puppies, and then me and Boo will get up.
She comes down, and it's just
comes down. We're my.
Oh, you take it up there?
No. What do you mean? I don't never go upstairs. Everything's on my.
Oh, your bedroom's on the first floor.
Yeah. Big house is usually a big.
I know. We had the option when we built our house.
Keep that down.
And no, I didn't like that. Because you know why?
I like it. I don't want to walk upstairs.
Here's my thing. And it's funny because we talked about this at length. My wife wanted the bedroom on the main level.
Yeah, main level.
I'm like, hell no. People come over, they can see your room. I don't want anyone.
Yeah, well,
getting
you're in a different environment.
The kids have friends over and stuff. I don't need them going in and out of my room.
Yeah, I get you on that.
I want everything upstairs.
You're in a different spot, and you got different neighbors and stuff like that. I want mine on the first floor.
Yeah.
Like it's my
house.
Well,
the neighbors aren't coming over and stuff, But
yeah, but no one's. Yeah, as far as privacy, no one can see anything.
No, I know.
It's all good.
So
it's all good.
Yeah, nobody's coming over to your.
But yeah, no, I cook for Kate. I cook in the morning. I'll do all kinds of stuff, but she does too. Every time I come home, there's something, I got to roast. Yeah. Oh, that goddamn crock pot. Oh, I love throwing stuff in a crock pot. Letting that goddamn thing roast all day. Smells the house. Oh.
Whoa, now that it's fall, you need to be making some stews. Yeah.
I'm going to come home. I'm going to walk in. There'll be candles lit. The puppies will be waiting for me. Boo-Boo will be like, me. And then the crock pot's going, Kate's chilling. Yeah.
What does Boo-Boo say?
Meow, 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 meow.
I'm not having. I'm already allergic to Boo Boo. Like you bring up that dog or that cat's name, my eyes start itching.
Boo Boo.
Yeah, my eyes start. I'm allergic.
Precious animal. I love that little kitty.
I got to talk to Travis and Carshall. So get there today. Hey, just sign up. It's a no-brainer. Yeah. Come on. I got to talk to Travis Baker from Waggle Golf, by the way, because before I do our match play, which will be televised probably nationally, I would imagine. According
to Peelsy, I'm on the Live Tour.
I know. This is a completely different tour.
Yeah.
I need a hoodie before I get out there and do our thing.
You need a lot of things, brah.
Did you see Travis Baker from Waggle Golf? They just did a charity. They raised thousands of dollars. Yeah. Big shout out to him
Prescott
for doing this.
Had a Waggle Golf.
Yeah, he did, man. Dak.
What up, Dak?
Welcome to the team, Dak.
Yeah, no shit. Well, he knew we were on it.
He did. So, they played golf 24 hours a day, and his last shot was in the snow. Did you see that? Where is it snowing up in Minnesota already?
Probably, yeah.
I don't know where they were. Dude, he had a nice shot in the snow. So a big shot. They raised a lot of money.
Yeah,
dude.
That's pretty cool, man.
They
got a good thing going.
Yeah,
their stuff is fantastic. I need more stuff.
Well, get your Waggle on.
Well, you need to hook me up because I think you're hoarding things and I don't like it.
So get your waggleon.com and get that golf gear, man. Winter golf is still it's not a fall golf and winter golf. It doesn't go away. You can golf all year round. Well, you don't have to be in San Diego. No, I just saw Travis Baker golf and he's teeing off with like a snowstorm. What's coming down?
Usually you don't do that.
Yeah.
It affects your games. There's snow.
You can still dress nice though. You can still wear that.
I wear my
hoodie.
Waggle Golf, not golfing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting. Waggle Golf, not golfing, which it's leisure clothing. You can wear it anywhere you want. So check that out. Get your Waggle on.
Ryan Reeves beats up Big Marcus
Foligno, yeah.
Then he does.
I like that Marcus Foligno.
I do too. And I just he's not he's tough, but he's not.
That's not. He's a player who's tough. Yeah,
he's a player, and then the Reaver has to do. I'm stronger than everybody.
What do you mean?
He skates to the box and he.
He did one of those.
Yeah.
He's in New York City, man. I don't mind. You see guys score touchdowns, Cam, and they do shit.
Yeah, but when you're old school tough, and you know how he wasn't doing that back in 2010.
There you go. So that I can understand that.
He wasn't doing that then.
When you are a guy who fought and you fought in an era where you had to fight, it's so funny because Craig Berube, I don't even know if it made it in the interview or not, that actually aired, but part of the conversation was, do you prepare as a coach? Do you have the same type of adrenaline and nervousness as maybe you did as a player? And he's like, well, I mean, the way I had to prepare as a player was a little different than how these guys prepare nowadays.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
we're literally
when you
see hard.
When you see Ryan Reeves, do that, you're saying, okay, yeah, but you're doing it in this.
You weren't doing that when you were fighting McGrattan. You weren't doing that when you're fighting Colton Orr. You weren't doing that in 2010. You weren't doing that in 2011. You weren't doing that in 2012. I don't think so.
Did he fight McGrattan?
Yes, he did.
Did he fight?
He didn't celebrate after that.
Did he fight the big boy?
He didn't celebrate even when he knocked out Kyle Clifford at the beginning when we're playing together. He didn't celebrate.
He's a middleweight.
I'm just telling you.
He's like a light middle.
Listen,
Kyle Clifford.
I know, but I'm just letting you know. Now you're celebrating because you're dusting guys off, but back in the day when there was monsters cruising, still you weren't doing that. So
how did he do against McGrattan?
Yeah, all right.
Did he?
Well, you should. We all did all right.
Right.
But he was nervous as fuck. He wasn't cocky.
McGrattan was super tough, but do you remember him just beating the shit out of people?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Dude. Fuck.
Like where they were like completely one-sided scraps.
God, yes.
Yeah.
God, yeah, dude. Well, he only fought monsters. No one's
Right,
gonna fight him.
Right.
He only fought the next guy that's 6'7", McIntyre.
Yeah.
You know, he fought me. You know, he fought I mean, he's just fighting monsters, man.
Mm-hmm. Kyle Clifford's not fighting him, man.
No, fuck no. You know, like you're not doing that when you're fighting. Like it's all good because you could do it now, and I love Reaver. He's a good dude, and I took care of him when he played here and all that. Whatever. He took my job, and I still like him. But like, you know, I just don't like. I don't know if I like this. Like, I'm the fucking tough. It's like, I don't know.
In a non-tough era.
In a non-tough era, like you're the toughest. It's fine. But I don't know. It's all good.
And I'm not chirping Clifford, by the way. That's not his. He don't need to be tough, the toughest guy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
you know,
in general,
it's just different now. Like 10 years, whatever it was. Yeah, 10
we've got the Cam Strick hats, by the way, Cam, made by our boy Adam from
right.
Victor Hockey. So check those out. They're on sale, by the way. Get the cursive ones. The ones that are in cursive,
like that,
Cam and Strick. Yeah,
cool.
those are the ones that are on sale.
Yeah.
And we'll get those out to you right away. We'll even sign them for you like we just did for somebody
right.
in Delaware to order those.
Yeah, I'll sign it.
We signed something for a guy in Delaware. I signed it for you.
Yeah. Andy will sign it for you. Up that value?
He actually emailed me, and he was like, I didn't want Cam's signature.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I know.
He just wanted one signature on there. So.
Well, I won't do it again.
Okay. Tom Stillman, the chairman of the St. Louis Blues, get to know one of the best under-the-radar owners going in the National Hockey League today, Cam.
Dang right.
Let's listen to him now. You want to?
Let's go.
Okay, Tom Stillman next on the Cam Strick Podcast. The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by CarShield. You know, nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and you know right off the bat you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now up to the interview. Welcome into the Cam and Strick Podcast.
Thanks very much.
Cam, you got your notes out. Cam has notes. He's prepared for this.
I always have notes, Tom.
God, 10 pages of notes.
Well, I do. I mean, we just did a radio show. I take my notes. I produced a show, so I got to get up early, and I just got done and come meet you. You been skating lately? What have you been doing?
Skating. I've been on the ice. Whether what I do today is still called skating, I think that's up for debate, but yeah, I've been out there. So.
With all the guys in alumni skates. Tom obviously skates with us with the alumni. I haven't been out there in a while. You haven't been out there in a while.
No, I haven't because my son is now playing.
Yeah.
And I feel like now I've transitioned now from into a hockey dad.
So you're spending so much time at a rink that
I know.
You don't want to be there anymore.
Well, and all the times conflict, So it's harder to get out there. It's way more stressful too, by the way.
Yeah, much more so. Well, that's true of a lot of the alumni guys. I mean, though they're coaching so much that even if they come into the room, you don't know if they're coaching or they're going to skate with us tonight.
They look exhausted, don't they, when they walk in? When you're getting ready to go skate and you see some of the coaches walking through, it's like this. I go, what are you doing? I got to go up to Wisconsin in 2 hours, nonstop.
I mean, just the time and the care. You can tell by the conversation among the guys who are involved in coaching. How much care goes into it and how much that means to them. They really put a lot into it.
Yeah,
they do.
It's impressive.
Are you thinking hockey 24/7 when you're not hunting? Like when are you when are you not thinking hockey? Is it on your mind all the time?
Do you think I can't think about hockey while I'm hunting?
It's a lot of time. You just got to chill, right?
Yeah, that can float through there at any time.
How much fun you having, though, doing this? I mean, just being the owner of an NHL team, like, is it fun? Is it stressful? Like, how would you describe it to people?
It's both. But I love it, having fun, enjoying it. Every once in a while, I kind of step back and say, I love my job. That doesn't mean it doesn't come without its stresses and that sort of thing. But it is. It's been great. I love it.
What's the stress?
Yeah.
Is it the blown lead late in games, or is it, hey, we gotta sell more advertising, we gotta do this, we gotta make more money on the business side? Like where's the stress for you?
As time has gone on, it's less on a game by game basis. You get up and down on a game, but I guess I've taken the approach that the hockey guys always push: not too high, not too low.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you might be upset about a game, but it's more, kind of broader things. How are seasons going generally? How are, injuries? How do we get under the cap for this? Or, all those sorts of issues. And on the business side, we got to keep up and be competitive. And we've been helped by a flat cap, almost flat cap for the last few years, but that's going to start moving again. So we just have to keep getting better and stronger.
It's interesting how you put that. Because like general managers and people around the league, fans, they say, wow, the flat cap has hurt us because we can't spend 10 more extra $1 million and go out and get that player. But, I mean, you look at it a little bit differently. I mean, in reality, coming out of the pandemic, maybe it has helped some owners because it's given you some time to kind of get your back on your feet.
Yeah, it's a two-edged sword. It's helped, more medium-sized markets like St. Louis catch up again, giving us some time to come out of COVID without having to chase a high cap. But it's also limits our flexibility, and we saw the results of that this summer. It's not what we wanted, but it is what it is. We've got to stay within the cap.
Listen, I wanted to do this interview in a deer stand. In Montana, Cam
he set that up.
Cam's vertigo. He said he couldn't go. He couldn't make it.
Well, and I'm an animal. I'll kill the deer and all that, because they're just overpopulated. And I almost do it with my truck every single morning when I'm going to work, Tom. But explain your setup when you do hunt. Like, are you away from everything? Do you sit up there for hours? Maybe check out some highlights that's on low volume. Wait for things to come. Like, explain that to us.
You don't get cell service out there, do you?
It's really spotty.
Oh God.
Where I hunt most in Missouri. Actually, I do much more enthusiastic about turkey hunting than I am deer hunting.
Yeah.
So I'll
Why
do
is
a
that?
fair amount of. There's just much more involved, much more tactics and decision making. I mean, you're carrying on basically a conversation with a wild animal. You're calling back and forth, getting it to gobble, getting it to come. You're moving, repositioning. I mean, a lot of the stereotypical view of turkey hunting is you go out and sit for 10 hours and see what happens. It's not really like that. You move and call and you strike a gobbler.
Sneak up on a little.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So you have to gobble.
No. You're getting the male turkey to gobble during the mating season. You're calling, acting like you're a hen, and trying to get the gobbler to
What's that sound like, Bob?
Yeah, do you use a whistle or is it you do it? Can we hear one, please?
I don't have a mouth call in.
You got a little thing you put in your mouth and go,
oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, a little mouth call and other calls you use.
And then what do you use, a gun? Or like a bow and arrow?
Mostly a shotgun.
Shotgun.
I'll occasionally hunt turkeys with a crossbow, but mainly shotgun.
Because we just had, who was it? Was it Pat Verbeek?
Oh, yeah, he's up there doing it.
He uses some bow and arrow. Let's be good. We talk hunting with everybody. We love talking about the hunting. It's like I live vicariously through all the hunters because I've never been hunting in my life. Really? Never.
We know, Andy. we know he hasn't touched a gun either, and that's all good. It is, but so you call, so it's more tactical. You get to move around a little bit. You're all decked out. You go to this little spot and you kind of see him creeping up, and you're like, okay, I'm in position here. I got to move 15 yards up this way.
No, once you see him,
it's over.
You can't move.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. A turkey has eyesight that, I don't know, they say is like 8-power binoculars.
Like an eagle?
And then with particular ability to see movement. And they're really wary, just to the point of paranoid. So any little movement, anything that's off, and it's done. But at the same time, you have to move your gun to get it on him. So, so it's this very slow. Once he gets close, it's a very slow.
What's the difference though between that and how deer think? Because I kind of feel like they kind of have the same kind of senses. I mean, they're always aware, like what's going on. Now, when they run out in front of you in the road, I guess they don't care about that. But in the woods, like what's the difference between that and a deer?
The deer relies. Number one defense is its nose, and so you've got to be either really controlling and eliminating all body odor, which is almost impossible, or playing the wind. Obviously, they also have eyesight. It's not to the level of a turkey, but if you're up in a stand and you start moving around, waving your hands, the deer's going to catch that. They're said to be less likely to look up because their predators aren't up there, but they do. They look up at you in the stand and stare at you. And
they know you're there,
right? Is that
that's not normal? Yeah.
They're like, "There's Tom again.
There he is again,
letting everybody know Tom is here.
Is everybody here? Is everybody accounted for?
Can we please get out of here? But don't let them see us."
What about big game? Do you want big game? I mean,
I really haven't. I've done an elk hunt a number of years ago in New Mexico, but
up north of New Mexico, right? Or where you at?
Yeah.
It
was up by
Andy went to Arizona State or whatever.
Northern Arizona. Listen, there's elk in my back. When I was in college, elk flood my backyard.
Really?
Everywhere. Yeah. Oh yeah, monster animals.
Elk meat's the real deal.
Do you like hunting with other people, or do you like to go out by yourself?
It's usually with some guys, but you might, and then sometimes you'll go out a couple guys. But even if not, they're back at the house or lodge or whatever it is. And there isn't a lot. Turkey hunting is largely a solitary thing, but actually this last season with some friends who did a number of multiple hunts and multiple hunters together and had shooting two gobblers at once or both hitting one. A lot of fun things.
Will you eat the turkey?
Yeah.
Really?
Hell yeah.
No,
what do you mean?
Well, how does that work? So you go, you shoot the turkey, and then where do you take it?
Probably.
What do you mean take it?
Well, you
think you take it to Oscar Mayer?
See, get him, Tom.
Well, you have to. Well, you got to take the feathers out and all that, right? So don't they have people who do that for you?
Oh, I do it.
You do it.
Yeah. I mean, you clean it.
Yeah. So this is where I need to
generally
go out hunting
don't
with
take
you.
all the feathers out. You cut the breast meat out.
Okay. And does that turkey taste different than what you'd buy like at a grocery store on Thanksgiving?
A little bit. It's drier. Some people say it's a little gamier, but it's still good.
Is there a lot of turkey hunting in are you turkey hunting in Montana, or are you just okay? I was going to say,
and
that's more of a Midwest thing, right?
Yeah, I mean there are turkeys in some areas. There are different subspecies. I haven't done it there yet.
What about being up in a stand, Tom, and you're chilling? Your phone kind of goes off a little bit. You're looking at hockey highlights, and all of a sudden, a black bear shows up. You ever seen any bears?
No, grizzlies.
Well,
in Montana, they got the grizzlies.
I was saying, I see a lot of clips of guys in stands, and they're like, do, and all of a sudden, that black bear sees it, and they crew up. They go right up the tree, and they stare at you a little bit, and they kind of crawl back down. Has that ever happened to you, Tom?
No.
Okay.
It hasn't.
It's for the best.
We are starting to see bears on the trail cameras at the my wife's family's farm down in South Aurora, where I hunt a lot. So that could happen, and it kind of makes the walk to the stand or wherever first thing in the morning in the dark.
I know.
A little different proposition.
The trail camera. You ever see anything crazy on these trail cameras?
Any weird
guy?
Are
you watching? You go back and watch the video and everything that goes on?
Yeah, they're not videos. They're just still photos that are taken based on movement.
Yeah.
I know. We asked the worst hunting questions.
I know.
But at the same time,
curious.
Very interested.
Well, my neighbor just got his. So you put your name into a draw, and they draw your name out to hunt bears in Missouri. And there's there's a ton of people that throw their names in the hat, and he got picked. Wes, my neighbor,
really,
and he's gonna go bear hunting. Okay. And I kind of looked at him and I go, you know what? I don't like that, Wes. I like majestic animals.
Paul Maurice, the owner of the Florida Pan, he tells me he bear hunts all the time.
Scary, dude.
Bear hunting. Yeah, that's kind of
doing that.
It's like risking your life.
I'm scared of fishing. Are you a fisherman too? You fish?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do.
For amount of fly fishing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. In Montana, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Salmon.
Here in Missouri, trout.
Mm-hmm. Is it hard when you're in Montana and you're hanging out there and it's the weather's beautiful and you're fly fishing and you're like, okay, we got to go back to St. Louis tomorrow. What's the weather? It's 99, it's 100% humidity. That's got to be a hard day.
It's actually it gets to the end of August and I'm anxious to get back.
Are you?
Yeah, things are starting to happen. Guys are showing up to skate. The season's coming. Mm-hmm. Preparations are, on the business side, there's a lot of work going. it feels like time to get home.
Are you emotional when it comes to your players? Like, I mean, now being like, fans, they become attached to players, right? I mean, there's like a business side to it. I would imagine like if you're really, you get relationships with certain guys, but at the same time, you understand the business side of it, and it happens. Guys come, guys go. It's just the nature of the beast. That's the NHL business. But is it hard for you to let certain players go? Do certain players, kind of gravitate towards you more so than others?
Yeah, that is the most unpleasant part of the business.
Is it?
Because, these are human beings and guys you come to like and respect, and then suddenly, whatever it is, whether it's a trade or somebody goes in free agency, whatever it is, it's tough,
Mm-hmm.
Several times kind of gotten in a funk for a few days, and
Really?
you just doesn't. But it's the business side of things. It has to go that way, but it doesn't always make you feel the best.
Yeah. Well, players tell me like you'll call them afterwards too. Like, I mean, do you feel like that's something that you should do? Call them and like, I don't know if you're thanking them or just letting them know, hey, listen, good luck to wherever you're headed. Like, what are those conversations like?
I'm doing both. For saying thank you for everything they've done for the Blues and for St. Louis, and wishing them best of luck where they are.
Yeah.
And you don't, I think, some people look at that and say, boy, I hope he does poorly there because that means it was a good, I don't feel that, after these guys have been here and they've worked and sweated and bled for the Blues, you just don't feel
they bled for that jersey.
Hey, Lou Lamoriello told me that he cried when he traded Cam. A true story. Yeah,
I don't believe that.
No, he did. And this at the time when you were traded, he
crying
told me
laughter, like
he got emotional and he cried.
It's hard to imagine Lou crying. But okay.
I know.
I
for
swear,
me,
he said that. People. Well, I know. He said that. It was a very, very emotional day.
Andy, we interviewed him. Andy asked him that. I'm like, oh God, Jesus.
I don't know if he admitted to it on that during the interview or not, but I remember talking to Lou after you were traded to St. Louis, and he said he got emotional. He cried. First time he had ever done that. So,
have you ever cried for anybody, Tom? For anybody about the player like
that you traded?
I've been pretty down. I don't know if it got to that, but
yeah, I get you.
Pretty down.
Who made you down? Like, what was it like a David Perron, for example? Would that? Because I know how much he meant, especially when you win a championship with a player. And it is what it is. I mean, listen, I never hold it against a manager, a team when players move on. I mean, like, listen, there's a whole business side,
no doubt,
and there are things that come into play that lead to those decisions. So I don't get worked up with that, but at the same time, the humanity side of it, right? It comes into play. Yeah. With a player like him, did that hit you?
Yes. Yeah. That one did hit me, and was what we had to do. That's what we were forced to do by the cap restraints. But that was a tough one. I mean, he's been a warrior and a really good citizen, and in his case, more than anybody else. We watched him grow up.
Yeah,
the first time he got here with his white skates and I mean, he was so young.
So young.
You wouldn't describe him as a terribly mature person.
Mm-mm.
And then each time he came back, he was just, grown up so much. He just had turned into such a,
a man.
Yeah, a man. Into a man. I just had a lot of respect for him, liked him a lot. And
yeah. You know what I told him?
Love him.
I said, you'll be back.
Number 4.
Remember him back in the day, though, Tom? You're right. Like, he was such a young kid.
Yeah.
He was my roommate. Walt was all, which is probably not a good thing. But Walt was on him. Like, he was too young. Like, because he went from, like, boom, 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 NHL. Remember?
Yeah,
he started late.
He had kind of jumped up in junior after having been kind of at a lower level.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, he went through the draft his first year, didn't even get drafted. I'll never forget he couldn't even cash his checks. And John Davidson, loaned him money so he could go, buy some shoes or something. And I was like, JD, can I have some money, too?
I can't cash my checks either, JD.
That's right. He didn't know how to start a bank account.
No.
Was that?
No. And that's where, and listen, I know you have kids too, and like these guys that are coming in now, I mean, they're younger than your kids. Yeah. You know, you have to remind yourself how young these guys are sometimes.
Yeah, you do, because, you're seeing them in, they're handling pretty, very high pressure situations and all. And then you realize they're young, they're playing video games, and it's a funny mix.
When a player is going to get, like when you're making those decisions, whether you keep them or not, I mean, are you saying, hey, Army, I think you're wrong in this situation, we need to keep this guy, or do you just let him do his thing and you just have to support whatever decision he makes from a hockey standpoint?
I mean, I'd say the overall construct here is that I'm gonna, we have a very high level general manager, I think one of the best in the business, supported by a really great team, and you got to let them manage and trust their judgment. Mm-hmm. At the same time, it's my responsibility to ask questions, see if I'm comfortable. I'm ultimately responsible for whatever happens. So I've got to satisfy myself, and Doug and I have arrived at a good balance of talking about it. But he knows, I respect his judgment, and for the most part, I'm going to go with that. I'm also not going to come and say, "Hey, I got a great idea." I was watching this kid, at the local rink here. We got,
Jack Combs.
or
or
I've been on your line before.
Or Andy.
We've got very good chemistry, Tom.
Yeah, very good.
I don't think you do. Tom knows.
Just go to the front.
Tom knows what winger he wants on his line. Let's be honest.
Just go to the front of the
net.
Give
it to Combs. Yeah.
Give it to Combsy.
Hey, how would you describe your relationship with Army? We've had him on, and he spoke very highly of you. He said he loves working with you and for you. So, like, how would you describe your relationship with him? What's it like working with him?
I would say the same. I love working with him. And, it's right. He's right in saying it took a while to get to that sweet spot of, sharing information, talking about things back and forth. But, we've gotten there. And, and I think he understands that not only do I have like a fiduciary-like duty to my partners, investors, but ultimately I feel responsible for whatever happens or doesn't happen. So I need to understand and be comfortable, but at the same time that's heavily influenced by respect for his judgment, the team's judgment, and what they think is. I'm not going to be substituting my vast hockey knowledge. I don't have the knowledge that compares to those guys, so I respect that.
It's interesting because we just had the owner of the Dallas Stars on, and he was open with a number of things, including his view on signing guys out of entry level contracts. But I got the feeling from him that like he truly believes in his hockey knowledge and should have a lot of say in terms of the hockey department and whatever, but I'm sure he's got a great relationship with Jim Nill and his general manager there as well. So, where is the line? How do you say, what, I hired this guy to do a job, I trust what he's going to do, versus truly getting in there and giving your opinion on things?
I'll give my opinion freely. I mean, it's just, I think it would be, I would have to have a really strong aversion or some bad feeling or view, something really strong that, no, this is just the wrong thing, and generally I'm not going to feel like I know that better. There's some cases where I'll, feel more strongly about something, but, part of it is making sure, it's the same on the business side, but we've gone through the process. We've thought through things. And the thing is, with Doug, that's never a question. I mean, by the time we're talking about it, it's been, the player, wherever the issue is, it's been analyzed upside down, and backwards. And so I know that's happening. I'm confident that's happening. So it's it's hard to articulate exactly where that balance point is. But there is certainly a lot of trust in Doug and his team.
Well, so what about like when you go to the game? Like, are you sitting there? I mean, besides watching the game, are you evaluating everything? And do you ever think to yourself like, no, maybe this needs to change here, or like you're watching something like, well, maybe that needs to change there. Like, does it kind of
ask Steve Chapman?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, he's talking about like the in-game experience.
Anything. You're at the game.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you go to the game, yeah, the game's going on, but I'm looking at everything they're doing.
You're like, why are we doing this right now? Why is this song playing right now?
Yeah, like why is this?
That's what I mean. Is ask Steve Chapman how many texts or emails he gets during games.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Sure. I mean,
Brody, go call Chappie.
Call Chappie, get him on the line too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to a game, and I'm, in part like a fan, but it's also our workspace, and this is what we're putting out. So it's first and foremost what's on the ice, but it's what we're doing in the arena and how people are reacting to it, and what we should and shouldn't be doing, and so. Some of those texts are, oh, this was great. Who came up with that? And others are, why are we doing that? And why don't we do? But that's kind of part of the job.
Absolutely.
How are we doing out here?
It's evaluated.
What about social media? Do you pay attention to the social media? Like what you guys are doing on social media, especially compared to some other teams? Like, do you try not to compare, or do you look at what other teams are doing with their in-game experience, social media, and be like, hey, listen, we should maybe try some of this?
I can't say I'm seeing a lot of other teams' social media. I will see them as a retweet, but I don't know that I'm following any other team. Certainly follow all of ours.
Yeah.
And I'll comment on that. Time to time. I'll also get comments from our kids and their friends on what they think of our social media, that sort of thing, and which is very positive. But the in game, definitely.
You're on.
When we're at a road game, I'm very much comparing and bringing back thoughts on how this other team did things, whether they're better or worse.
Can I ask you this? Because I want to stay.
He's very physically intimidating.
I know he is.
Hey, because I don't want to get away from that real quick, because I see, like from your perspective, because you're in tune with the fans. I see you interact with the fans and all that, but you understand, like, hey, they're paying this much for a ticket, they're paying this much for a beer,
driving out,
they're parking, they're heading downtown. Right. Like you gotta. It's not just about the power play and getting pucks out and getting pucks in, right? It's so much more than that.
It is, and it's interesting the way you frame that. I mean, one kind of larger construct for that is an option for them is sitting in front of a 52-inch screen with a beer that amounts to about $1, $1.50. And a meal right there, and no drive, no dealing with parking or anything like that.
Theater seating.
Yeah. So, we have to have an experience that gives them all that and more. And obviously, I think it's way more. There's nothing like a live hockey game. There's nothing like an NHL game. But, I mean, and as an example, one thing I get on a lot is replays.
Really?
Yeah, because you're at home and you get 5 replays.
Yes.
And you get to. We need to provide that in the arena. This is just one narrow example.
So you don't think there's enough replays, like when there's
at times?
Okay. Yeah.
There are times when, what happened.
What happened? Yeah.
And so, Chappie is tired of fielding notes on that. And, but we,
hey,
you're
so right.
It's just an example of, I came all the way down here and I really didn't get, or I got one quick replay and that's it. And it's more complicated than it sounds because we're getting stuff from Bally and, it's going this way and that way. But I mean, it's just those sorts of things that I think are.
I get you.
Yeah, but you're 100% right, because I went to the last preseason. I took my kids to the last preseason game. And we're sitting in the stands, and and they're talking. They're my kid's jumping. He's going from the seat to my lap, and there was a goal that I kind of saw at the very end, but I didn't see exactly. And so you want to look up, you want to see that replay, how it happened. Plus, I want to tell my kid, watch what this guy does, and
don't do that or do that.
And so it is important because fans, there's nothing like watching a game at home either, especially with the way television is. HD. Everyone's got that surround sound. Yep. The way these broadcasts are done.
You can listen to it on, you could do it.
But
it's great, but it's
nothing like being live at a game.
Like being live.
No, still doesn't compare.
Those details we have to replicate. And in a preseason game, there aren't the same abilities for replays.
Yeah, but they still had replays though.
They still had some.
Yeah.
No.
What's the biggest question you get when you're cruising around? You're here, you're there, and somebody recognizes you. Like, what do people ask you the most when they come up to you? You like that? See, I'm a journalist, Andy.
It's not usually a question. It's a 95+% of the time they just say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're around.
Which says a lot, I think, about St. Louis area people, Midwest people. I imagine if I were approached in Philadelphia, it could be, a different kind of a thing. But here, people, they get it that we're trying to bring something good, and they appreciate it.
Well, they got to be pretty happy. I mean, a lot of things have gone down here in St. Louis in the past 5 years. I mean, the Winter Classic was a success. I mean, you got the All-Star game, you win a cup. I mean, you did it all before COVID.
And
nice.
and in this market, people appreciate. And if you remember people on the streets outside the Winter Classic, I mean, they're just having so much fun. I mean, and they're not spoiled like some other, big markets.
They appreciate it here.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. I mean, even the alumni game during the Winter Classic, I mean, to have it, there wasn't an empty seat in the house.
Andy was pissed he didn't get invited to play in that.
Hey,
and then we fought each other, by the way, Andy.
Who, you and Tom?
Tom came up to me and goes, hey, I think we need to go.
It's time. It's time.
He backed me
Well,
up.
I don't think you played in the alumni game.
I played in one of them, damn it. He played in the one I played in.
I had the best seat in the house. Honestly, the alumni game,
it was so
doing
awesome.
the bench interviews and stuff like that. One of the greatest things I've ever done, honestly. The weather could not have been better. In, late December, early January, whatever the date was of the alumni game. Yeah. It was absolutely incredible.
And
one of the best events.
It was just light and fun and funny and
it's awesome. You won.
Hey, do owners talk to other owners? Like general managers are on the phone talking to other GMs. Have you become close with other owners? Is that something that's important to you or no?
There's a little bit of communication, but not as much as you would think. I've become friendly with a few, but there isn't as much communication. I mean, I've been around 10 years now, I guess, but I think some of the long time owners maybe they know each other better, but there isn't as much as you would think.
You like where we're at with 32 teams and all that? Like, you don't feel like we need more teams in the league? Like, how do you look at expansion and all that with new teams coming in?
I think mainly I want to stay away from the topic because it's a league topic, but it's I think we're good where we are.
Okay.
I mean, it's a nice infusion every time it happens, but you can't overdo that.
How did you first get involved with the Blues? I mean, I know you were a minority owner for a long time, but like, when was it first brought to your attention where like, man, this is something that I'd like to get involved in, and this is something that I want to do?
It was after the Tower Brook Checkets group had closed initially. And they had said that in the process that they would subsequently bring in some local partner. And after they closed, they were kind of making inquiries around town, and one of the lawyers they had talked to knew me and knew of my interest in hockey, and he kind of put us together, and so that deal got done over the next year with me coming in as a minority investor, and
then you become the majority owner. Are you able to describe that process of becoming a majority owner? Like, how difficult is it to get everything together to buy an NHL team, and just from a legality standpoint? I mean, how tough is that to accomplish?
It's quite the ordeal, and it wasn't made easier in this case by the former owner trying not to let us buy it. So, So yeah, it's quite a process.
Yeah. Best decision you ever made, though?
I don't know if best, because I
besides your
did
wife
get
and
married
kids.
to Mary.
Yeah. Besides the obvious stuff.
Okay, yeah. But
besides buying that place in Montana.
Yeah.
But I think it's turned out to be a good decision. It was certainly no slam dunk at the time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people thought that was crazy. I mean, the franchise was not in good shape. It was basically insolvent, under league control, and in going out to investors, I wasn't exactly presenting a get rich quick scheme rather.
Mm-hmm.
So the group, every person in the group stepped up and took a risk.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm grateful that they've done that and provided continued support.
Did you think you were going to get it done? Like, when did you feel like, okay, maybe this is going to happen? Because you mentioned, like, I mean, they had a purchase agreement with another group. I mean, it was like the ball was rolling in that direction, and things had to change relatively quickly. You remember that meeting you had with Gary Bettman? Like, did you have to sell it to Gary to get him to believe in you? How does that go down?
Well, your first question is, did I believe it was going to happen? For when we started, I thought there's almost no chance of this, but I'll give it get our hat in there, see what we can do. But I didn't think there was a realistic chance, and then we just kept going. But for much of the time, for much more of the time than I thought, this probably won't work. We probably won't get it. It was a bit of a long shot. And then, as you said, when they signed that agreement, that certainly created a new obstacle. But we just kept trying, even though a lot of the time the odds were seemed to be stacked against us.
You mentioned that when you took over, describe the condition the franchise was in. Like how much work needed to be done, and who do you credit? What do you credit to getting the franchise back on its feet as quickly as you were able to do it? I mean, obviously you win the cup, that makes a big difference, but it was on its feet before you won the cup too.
Well, I mean, under the previous group, it was it was really strapped for cash, and they hadn't been really investing in the parts of the business that you needed to invest in, and were spending in areas that weren't really adding anything. So at first, we just pared way down. That was a tough time. We had to do a bunch of layoffs and kind of downsize, right size for a while before we built up with, more capacity and more thought to what we were doing. So, Bruce Affleck played a big role in the early part of this. Bruce has done just about everything for the franchise, and he was there in the beginning as we started to correct things and had to downsize, and that was a tough period. But and then it went from there to building back up and spending properly and managing properly so that we were achieving the right things with what we were spending on. But it was a long convoluted process. We were determined to get back to some financial stability, and I think we got there. And then COVID kind of set everybody back a bit, only in the sense that you take on some debt, but we're still fine.
Yeah, you got a lot accomplished before COVID hit, though. I mean,
yeah.
You redid the whole rink. That was a whole process. Mm-hmm. Was that the biggest thing? You're like, okay, starting to get financially stable here, whatever the case is. You're like, okay, we gotta update this place.
Well, you have to give a tremendous amount of credit to Chris Zimmerman.
Yeah,
who came in after a couple of years, and Chris has came in with a lot of experience in the sports business generally, and is just a top flight manager of people and setting objectives. And so, I mean, throughout the business side of the organization, he was leading the changes, and he really took that one on too. I'd say I am more inclined to say, well, I got a hot dog in a hockey game, I'm fine. But the facility wasn't where it needed to be for not only the Blues, but we were going to start to lose a lot of other events, especially NCAA events, concerts, things like that, and not remain competitive on the hockey front with what the facility would produce. So that was a big part of the kind of rejuvenation.
Yeah. What's the expense like just to run the hockey team? I mean, I see some of these players, man. They go through 10 pairs of skates a season, 12 pairs of skates. I mean, they got a stick for the first shift of the game, the stick for the first shift of the third period. They got their PK stick, their power play stick, and then they're breaking sticks. Yep. They get mad. They break sticks over the crossbar. I mean, just the cost of that. People don't think about that. I mean, hockey is. You think it's more expensive to run a hockey team versus some of these other professional sports teams, or no?
I've never seen the expense lines of others. I would think that football, huge roster.
Yeah.
Similarly, lots of equipment.
Sure.
That sort of thing. On the other end of the spectrum, I would think the NBA for equipment.
Pair of shorts.
Is probably not.
Yeah. 12 guys.
Isn't as big a budget.
Yeah.
Because of number of people and
small planes.
Yeah. Well, except they tend to fly big planes.
They do.
Do they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of times the NHL teams, probably when you played, you were sharing a plane with an NBA team. You didn't even know it.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, you're right. We've went through some weird planes over the years. Some good, some bad, some scary.
Baseball spends some money. They just break bats and stuff like that.
Well, some teams do, some teams don't.
But they're not having to, buy, a $1,200 pair of skates, 10 times over for one player,
Yeah, I mean, you walk into the stick room in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow, what does this represent?
It's a gold mine.
It's a lot, yeah.
So does every team?
It's got an extra lock on it.
Exactly.
You think every team has the same budget for equipment and stuff like that? You think that varies throughout the league or no?
I'm sure it varies some. I'm sure some teams are a little tighter on it. We used to be more so.
Okay.
And as we got a more stable, it's a balance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be stupid and just throw things, but you also don't want to be, pinching pennies and make your players feel like, oh God,
it's the national league, right?
Guys know,
yeah,
and they do their research when they want to go places. 100%. Do you ever watch like some of these other sports though, Tom? Like even baseball, where they're like spending $20 million on their payroll. They're so terrible, and they've been doing it for years and years and years. Why own a team if you're going to do that? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't.
Right?
I don't get. I also and it's funny that somebody who would be attracted to team ownership wouldn't have kind of just this underlying competitiveness to and want to win and
I know. I mean, and bring people in and have an experience.
Yeah,
and,
I don't. It kind of. I agree. Why do you get into this?
Why?
But that's easy for us to say. I mean, we don't know about the market and what the financial pressures are, and maybe they have to do that for a while they're rebuilding. I don't know. I mean, if you are in a tough market or you're in a rebuilding cycle,
it's like the Pirates. Like they haven't spent money in years and years. It's just weird. And once they start getting a little bit, then all of a sudden they trade everybody away. They dump salary, and all of a sudden they're god awful for 7-8 years. I don't know. I just don't understand it. Sorry, Tom. I got to talk a lot of baseball on the radio, and I'm getting sick of it. So thank God hockey season's coming up. Good God.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Have you missed a home game? When's the last time you missed a home game? You're like Cal Ripken. You're gonna break his record.
I missed. I missed a few last spring.
Oh, the playoffs?
No, not.
I'm joking. Yeah, you missed the playoff. You weren't there for the when you guys beat Minnesota in the elimination game. Can I ask you though, professionally? I mean, you for people who didn't know, like you did have a job before you became the chairman of the St. Louis Blues, right? So, like you've been running a beer distributor for several years, right? Are there any comparisons you can make in running an NHL team versus running your business? Like, is the NHL team at the end of the day, is it a business? You're just running a business. Is it that complicated versus what you were doing in your everyday life beforehand?
Well, I mean, there are elements of an NHL team that are, just like the fundamentals of any other business. You gotta sell. You gotta collect your bills. You gotta get the revenue in. You gotta pay your all those sorts of things. And importantly, you gotta take in more than you send out.
Yes.
Previous group didn't really. So I mean, there are a lot of fundamentals that are very similar. And also, I mean, over the years, you deal with a lot of personnel issues and see how people respond and conduct themselves. So there are a lot of broad things that are similar. More basic things. And it but then obviously you get into a lot of differences as well.
Like during the year, let me ask you, like, what's your everyday routine, Tom? Like, say it's game day. Like, you get up, do you work out? Are you all emails? You got to call people all day. Then are you going to practice? Are you waiting for the game? Like, what's your everyday game day routine look like?
It's kind of changed through COVID because before COVID, I was, pretty much every day I'd go down to the office, to the Blues office, and for first thing in the morning, I'll either have a skate or I'll have a workout, usually, most mornings, and then I'd be at the office, doing whatever. Sometimes it's arranged meetings, sometimes it's Z and me just kind of impromptu getting together. Since then, I'm in the office less, but in contact a lot.
I see.
And so it's and the people I'm dealing with most are Chris Zimmerman and Doug, talking about their areas. Sometimes it's others as well, but it's so it's a lot of communication or taking in information.
Do you feel like when the COVID happened, everybody's on Zoom? And as a business, don't you feel like sometimes you just got to go there and show your face?
Yeah, I really don't like Zoom meetings.
No.
And I'm glad
Cam can't figure out how to even get on the Zoom anyway.
Tom,
so it's like Cam,
things.
Your mic is turned off. Can you unmute the mic and then
There's
it
a delay. I look like a jackass. Then we don't get the deal. No, you want to see even when we do this. Like I could be home right now and we could look at each other on the computer. Yeah. It's just not the same.
No.
So
when we were setting this up, we talked about doing it.
Yes.
On Zoom and thought it'd be better in person.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just is.
Yeah, totally. And you want to see people too.
Way better in person. Do you ever address the team? Is that something you do? Do you ever talk in front of the team, like before the last day of camp or before the season? Hey guys, come on, let's go out there. Do you?
Here's what I want from all you guys.
You ever do that?
No. I often, from time to time joke about it. This will be really good. But I just don't think that's. I think that's stepping into an area that I really shouldn't.
Yeah.
I think they need to be able to communicate with one voice, and to me that feels like meddling, kind of jumping into an area that I shouldn't.
What kind of game changer has the practice facility been?
Oh,
it's been tremendous. I mean, everything tangible to intangible. The tangible, the facilities are just they're top notch, and we can do everything we need to do there. The intangible, I mean, it just communicates positive things about the franchise and how we want to treat our players, and so it's been great. And again, something just off the charts that Chris Zimmerman accomplished. I mean, he really got that done, and probably should be named after him.
The Chris Zimmerman Center.
Wow.
The Zimmerman Center.
No, I think it's Stan Centine, but
well, we could give him a locker in an alumni
do you know
room.
Cam and I were Cam and I were the first people ever to skate there?
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we might have to have our name like somewhere
Can
like
I have a rink
small
named after-
letters.
I'll take the outdoor rink.
Yeah, the Zimmerman Center.
Hey, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Though, you win the cup. Like, what'd you do? It's a free for all after that in Boston. We're all there. Like, tell me about the next week when you won. Like, did you sleep? Were you going crazy? Like, your phone going crazy? You're like, I got to set things up. I got to be here. I got a party to have. Like, just tell me about it.
It was pretty hectic for quite a while. But I'll say, I mean, one of the real highlights of the whole experience was the flight home.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's pretty special. You know, this small group of people, and it's primitive in a way because you take the trophy with you. I mean, here it is, there it is, and it's very kind of territorial. Take that thing and we're going back with it.
It's mine.
And it's just, this tube flying through the air with, whatever it is, 60 people. And I just kept looking back. It's right there. Mm-hmm. It's right there. At the same time, I was really spent. I was just exhausted.
Were you going to sleep like Joe Vitale did apparently on the plane?
He did.
Fell asleep. I was on the other plane. Chris Pronger fell asleep too. And I'm like, and you had Brett Hall there, and you had Keith Kachuk, Big Walt, Barrett Jackman. And it was I can only imagine what your plane was like because the plane that I was on was so much fun too. And Pronger's sleeping. I'm like, are you gonna like wake up?
He's like, things to do. Andy.
He goes, I already won one.
I was, alternating between, just being excited and then kind of just sitting back and zoning out because I was exhausted. Mm-hmm. You don't realize a lot more exhausting playing, but a different, the anxiety of it all is exhausting.
Even that game,
especially when you lose Game 6 at home. Right? Were you like, oh my God, how did we lose this game? Did you truly believe you guys were going to be able to pull it off in Boston?
Obviously, that was upsetting and a lost opportunity. But I think that the team set a good tone for we're looking forward, and the coaches and team had such a sense of calm and confidence about them.
Yeah,
and it's funny. My kids who were all there for Game 7, they've all commented a few times since then that was one of the calmest times for me.
Really?
Yeah, that they were what's going on. This should be, and it was a lot. I think that was brought on by this sense of confidence and calm that the team had. I had no doubt that they were going to play a really good game. I couldn't say 100% they're going to win.
But it's going to go
you don't know what's
toe.
going to. But they were going to play well. It wasn't going to be like we're going to. Yeah. It was going to be.
Remember the beginning of that game, though, Tom? When you're watching that game.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
they were hounding us.
Oh my
and
God. Bennington's just making.
And then all of a sudden we get a goal, and you're like, oh, like okay, like okay, we're okay. But
there were some like that. Who was it? That Swedish player came across from right to left and looked like he had far side. Bennington shot. It was just it was tough. And then then the tip in.
Mm-hmm.
You're like okay. Then we had another one at the end.
Did you know who Jordan Bennington was before the year before? Like if I would have said to you, and of course he was a draft pick and he was in the organization. But if I were like, hey, Jordan Bennington's in the organization. What kind of
style is he?
What kind of goalie is Jordan Bennington?
No, I definitely knew who he was, and he had been, as everybody knows, he had been kind of eclipsed by Husso at that time, but he was still, he's still number 4, and he's still a, well-regarded goalie. Mm-hmm. But, what a story! What a story!
Did you ever tell a player like thank you? Like everyone tells you thank you. Did you ever go up to a guy after the game and you're like, hey, thank you? Who'd you do that to?
Not that onto a number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not.
Yeah.
He did it to me at an alumni game one time, just so you know, because I hooked him up with 3 goals.
What does that really mean for an organization, though? Like, to win a championship? Yeah. What does it really, what does it do when you win a championship?
Well, I think number one, it's you've come through for your fans and sponsors and everybody who's supported you over the years, And in this case, this was, responding to 52 years of support and hopes and dreams and disappointments and all that. So I think that's the number one thing that it was with,
Yeah.
Because, there's not a week that has gone by since I've been involved that I haven't gotten some communication about how much we want the Blues to win a cup, or my father's no longer with us. I hope you can see the cup, those sorts of things, and you realize just how important it is to so many people,
And they got to see it. And I always tell people, and we get invited to everything, but like even a normal person in St. Louis, if you weren't able to see the cup, that was on you, because it was everywhere.
Yeah.
You could have found it. The parade, everything went great, and the cup was everywhere in town all summer long. So if everybody says, "Well, how did you get to?" Well, you didn't drive somewhere.
You didn't try to.
You didn't get in your car. And you didn't try.
I'm sorry, the cup didn't show up on your
it's
doorstep.
not going to you. Jesus.
I thought Z and Chappie and the group really did a great job of getting it everywhere, making it available.
Oh my God,
for so many people.
Everybody.
It was almost overkill on Facebook. You're like, damn. The kid you went to school with in second grade, all of a sudden,
he's partying.
He's got the cup too. He's drinking out of it,
And the keepers of the cup are so great.
Yeah,
they are cool.
I mean, jeez, they'll do anything, and they think they're finished for the night, and somebody comes, what if we did this? Okay.
They might have got pissed a couple times.
Yeah.
But,
Hey, I'm looking at yesterday. I think it was yesterday. The Avalanche players got their ring.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the day before. It was all over social media. Do you have to pay for that? And when the cup goes around from player to player, it goes to Russia, wherever it's going. I mean, is the team responsible for that, or does the league pay for it?
Team.
Yeah. So winning the cup is expensive, right?
Yeah. I mean, there is kind of a lore that going to the final and losing is financially the most.
To Game 7 in overtime.
But we don't want that.
No.
What you do did you find when you look at everything as far as jersey sales and all that stuff? Did you look damn, we got new fans. We got fans from over here. We got fans from over here. We're in the spotlight for a long time. We're a cool team, won in cool fashion. You drastically notice a big difference in new fans. Okay.
Yeah. And you can see that in all the numbers that you mentioned, whether it's merchandise, it's ticket sales, engagement on social media, all sorts of things.
All the algorithm.
Yeah. I may be wrong about this, but I feel like somebody told me the other day that this is the first time in franchise history that the entire lower bowl is sold out for every game.
I mean, it's 99% now.
Something like that, yeah.
Nice. Good.
Yeah.
It's good.
And, season tickets are up, and
And there's
we're
young
off
people.
to a really good start.
There's young people there.
Oh my God! I've
young
never seen so many
girls,
people at
guy.
a preseason game.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
17,000 people at the first preseason game.
Yeah.
Got my buddies
You better dress O'Reilly for that game.
hey, Tom, some of the young kids we work with are dude, we went to the preseason game. There were so many girls. And I'm I know, the packed. That's a good thing. That attracts everybody.
It's a really good thing. And, I haven't seen data for a while, but for quite a while, the NHL skewed more female than the other major league sports. We had a higher percentage of female fans.
Really?
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
It's not because of you, Cam. Just so
I'm
you
not
know.
in the game. The older women.
Hey, you know what though? Those preseason games, people can act like it doesn't matter. And I know it doesn't from a record standpoint, but I talked to a number of people. That's the only opportunity they may get to go to a game all season long, because a lot of people who have season tickets, who are down there all the time, they give away their tickets in the preseason. And there are people down there with families who may never be able to afford to take their families down to a regular season game.
Yeah, and we do a lot of comp tickets in the preseason for that, just for that purpose.
Yeah,
get some people to a game that wouldn't otherwise be able to. It's a good way. It's a good thing.
Well, that's all it takes, though, Tom. Like that's how. Like my parents were into hockey. They didn't, but they took me to a Blues game. Went up and I saw warm ups and saw Twister and all them, and I'm like, oh my god! Like they took me to Cardinals games, and I love the Cardinals. But I just was kind of looking around. But once I went to that Blues game live, like you're just like, what is going on here? It's nonstop fast. Twister's beating the hell out of somebody. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah,
got me
I
into
can
it.
still, after all these years, sometimes watch a game and think it's just amazing what is going on out here. I mean, just as an athletic matter.
Yes,
those guys are
The
so
speed.
good.
as a kid, you look at that, you're like, wow. It's just there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
there's
It's
so
in your
much
face.
speed, so much skill, so much, the free flow of how the game develops rather than just on a.
Yeah, I know. Emotion, all that.
Yeah.
So with the salary cap, I mean, the reality is you have to have players that are outperforming their contract. I mean, whether they're on entry-level contracts or on their next deal. And you have that with a couple of guys now with Thomas and Kyrou. But then they're going to get the big raises coming up. What's that like as an owner when you hand out those max deals? I mean, is that you feel happy for them, but at the same time, it's got to be like you're making a significant, serious commitment to these guys.
Yeah, and so it is. It can be. It's both. Mainly, you're happy because if you're doing a contract like that, you believe in the player, and we believe in those two players.
Yeah,
and think they're very important part of our future. So, for the most part, you're just happy, relieved that got done. We feel good going forward. Sure, there's a little bit that's got to work out. But you trust that they're going to come through, and I think players who sign a deal like that, they understand the responsibility that comes with it, and those two guys do.
They're in their prime.
Yeah.
Oh, they're in
big
their prime
deal.
for a long time.
What don't you like about the game? Is there anything where you're like, I'd like for this to change, maybe a rule change or anything like that?
I don't know about a rule change, but I'd like to see more consistent enforcement of some of the headshots.
Okay.
Again, it's a tough balance. You don't want to take physicality out of the game, hitting, but there could be a little more consistency in how we deal with headshots.
In terms of from a league, I mean, you're talking about like player discipline and all that type of stuff. Yeah. Which is, it's like negotiated in the CBA, right? I mean, it's not like can the league just come out and just decide whatever they want to do? I mean, they can't fine these guys more than they get fined. The fines are a joke.
They're
the fines are.
Oh,
a
you're
joke.
gonna fine me? Oh, okay.
I feel like if the fines were stiffer, that may scare a player more so than taking a 2-game suspension or something like that. I mean,
Well, except the suspensions that come with
it is a fine too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a tough issue because they're judgment calls. But
Do you feel like there's a lot of times where people get elbowed in the head and there's no discipline for it these days?
I don't see as much elbowing as there used to be. I mean, you don't see the butt end as much. It's usually it's more like picking the head going by, or it's hit from behind and the head goes into the boards.
Well, that's like you get those. But what about like a Jacob Trouba? Remember he started crushing guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he hit McKinnon, and he hit him right in his chest,
Yeah.
right in his sternum.
Yeah.
But McKinnon went down, and some of these guys get hurt that way, and they hit their head this, like that's.
No, that's not. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's where that's especially a tough call on the ice.
I know.
But they can see that on the, for the back of the league,
Yeah.
Supplementary disciplinary reasons, and then they can make the right call on that. You can't take that.
Yeah.
You can't
Got
take
Crosby too in a weird. It was a weird.
But you know what?
play.
It's changed so
You can't
much.
take that hit away.
No.
No, if it, but it's where it's really targeting had.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. I mean, you just look at the NFL. I mean,
I know
it's like the guys are coming back in the game. Everyone goes crazy and
drama.
It's like now they got to fire guys.
How about the one on Derek Carr?
And then they then they're given like roughing the quarterback, roughing the passer.
That one penalties. For roughing the quarterback.
The Chiefs game.
Like, I know.
I mean, the guy, the
Brady
guy
one was even
tackling
worse.
Him was bracing himself.
I know.
He didn't. His weight didn't.
I know.
Hit it right. His arms were outstretched.
Yeah.
And he was kind of stopping the brunt of his weight.
He's like, I could have killed him.
Yeah,
like I could have killed him.
Well, the Brady one also, and those are
Brady
all.
Brady was bitching, and he actually kicked.
Those are all as a result of I think trying to be overprotective after what took place with the Dolphins. But now they're saying that that's going to be reviewable, and maybe there are. At least that's a lot of people are asking for those plays to become reviewable. You like review in the NHL? You're happy with the way that is?
I do.
Everything? Yeah,
I'm glad we have it. I'd be open to more, but I realize sometimes it seems, why is it taking so long? And sure, you could speed that up, maybe with some better technology, or just let Toronto make all the calls. But I like it. I might even give the first protest free, and maybe the second one you get a penalty if you lose it. I don't know. It's a little. That's a tough deterrent, getting the penalty. If
the minor penalty if you're wrong.
Hey,
yeah, especially the time of the game and all that.
But just when you've been scored on.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
What about you're looking at the schedule, and you want to go on a trip with the guys? Like, where are you looking to go? You going to Seattle? I'm just curious. Like, what cities you like to go to and watch games and have dinner or whatever?
Wherever your kids are.
Oh yeah, like whatever's convenient. I mean,
well, yeah, our kids are. That's one factor. But I like going to the Canadian. Rinks a lot. I mean, I think Montreal is the
Mecca.
It's just a great place to
Isn't
watch
it cool?
a game. Yeah, I mean, I went to college not far away from there, so got to go to a number of games in the old Forum, and it's so. But even though it's a different arena now, there's a buzz outside.
Everybody's on top of you. I feel like still, like you're just there. Like, oh God, he's right there yelling at me.
And they do a really great job of the in-game show. They're really good.
Oh my God,
they do a really.
And they're very emotional, very dramatic.
Yes, well, and they've got that history that just hits you in the face when you walk in there. Which the Blues have a lot of. I mean, listen, I know you guys have only won one Stanley Cup. It's hard to win a cup, but there's been so many legendary players that have come through here. And you've got that Hall of Fame. I think that's one thing that the fans, you can't ever underestimate that, like the connection that they have to the past.
Yeah.
Because I think the fans truly have that. They love the history in the past.
It makes up a big part of what a franchise is.
The
legacy.
And you have a ton of it.
The Hall of Fame
so many great players.
So what's up with that? Is that going to be in the ring? Can we talk about that or?
Yeah, the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Is that going to be in the ring?
Well, the original members are coming in, like all the guys that are having their. That are hanging in the rafters right now, and I think they're going to add 2 or 3. I think on opening night, and there's going to be some type of display inside the rink, right?
Yeah. It's all the guys whose numbers have already been retired, plus a few more that I don't think have come out yet.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be a good opportunity to celebrate what we're just talking about. The history and the legacy, and some of the players that. Maybe their jerseys haven't been retired, but they've been hugely important to the franchise.
Before you became part of the previous ownership group, how closely did you pay attention to the NHL? Like, were you going to Blues games a lot? Were you going to NHL games? Did you follow the NHL very closely? Like, were you a pretty big fan of the NHL beforehand?
Yeah, I mean, I was a hockey fan generally.
Yeah,
so I was. I had definitely. After moving here, I'd become a Blues fan. Was watching Blues games a lot, going to some games. Kids were young at that time, so. But yeah, I mean, I was a hockey fan before I got involved.
We played and all that.
What were your kids' reaction? Like, were they pushing you to buy the team? Like to really did they go like, Dad, you gotta become the owner of the Blues? Okay.
No, they were following with interest, but they weren't saying, oh, Dad, you got to get this done.
I would have been.
Yeah, I know. Same here.
Daddy,
I know.
Can I ask you something? One of the best things I was ever involved with, honestly, and Andy, we love Bobby so much, Bobby Plager. When his number was retired, oh, Tom, and we're all on the ice, and it goes up and it stops, and we're all like, what? And then Barkley comes down, and they go up together, like that. I mean, that was so unbelievable. I'm so glad that you guys did that, and the whole ceremony was so lovely. I don't know. I cry thinking about it, Tom. You guys did a damn good job on that, and we love Bobby so much.
And in light of, subsequent events, I'm so glad we got it done.
Yes.
So glad we made that decision and got it done when we did. Such a special man and such a heart and soul guy for the franchise, and I mean their whole family. So, that was a special moment.
Well, one of the best moments ever was when you presented when you told him his jersey was going to be retired.
Yeah, and we had some ruse for getting him there for.
Yeah, his family was there, and he didn't.
Yeah, and then Jax came out with.
He was probably at Bobby's place that afternoon. He was like, "What? What am I coming downtown for?"
and watching Bobby kind of process as I was talking, and he was starting to realize, oh my gosh, is that and then he started kind of tearing up. It was a nice moment.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And
the jersey retirement that night or the night that they had his jersey retirement was.
You learned a lot
incredible.
from Bobby, though. Like I did. Like he was with it. Like he was able to talk to everybody at the games, and still somehow watch the game, and still talk to you while not watching the game about the game that's going on.
And about what
it's crazy.
He talked to you
about.
He
was pacing in the hall. He still had a feel for what was going on.
He knew exactly what was going on.
And telling you about like Bruce Bell or something who played for him in Peoria,
who got rocked by Wendell Clark
while the game's going on.
He was always energetic. He always had energy. Like, it's crazy.
Do you have people knocking on your door asking to be a part of your investor group? Are there other, will you take anybody, if somebody's worth whatever and they say, hey, I want to give you $25 million and be a part of the investor group. Not to say that you wouldn't listen, but is that something that people do? Do they want to be a part of it, or is that not something you're looking for?
I mean, I get inquiries from time to time.
Yeah. Because we're interested.
We're really selling a lot of sponsors.
This podcast is going well.
It actually really is going well.
Let's talk.
You went East Coast team.
You guys have done a great job. You really have developed a great one here.
It's been fun.
So we'll get inquiries from time to time. They don't, we'll say, that's not what we're looking for right now. But it's good to keep good relations with people like that because you never know. But it's not something that happens a lot, but you get, whether it's an email or somebody mentioning something, it happens.
What do you think of the chief, Craig Berube?
He's been tremendous. He's he came in a tough situation.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a real low point. And, he just has, first, tremendous leadership skills. What a leader. And such skill and judgment in dealing with people, dealing with players, and, how to get the best out of everybody. Something that I think doesn't get commented on as much as, his thinking on his feet during a game and responding with changes, whether it's in lines or other things, adjustments during the game. It's really quite extraordinary.
Yeah, the bench management.
He really is. And he has a way of making the right decision, putting a new combination together, and that's not luck when it works out as much as it does.
And he also like if you watch him, you'll have a couple plays where he's looking at somebody like, don't. Then he's calm and like he's not always emotional. And then when he does, like the press conference, like he says the right thing. Like he's sometimes a little, he won't say much, but you know exactly what he's saying.
And those aren't
he
always
doesn't call out
easy to do,
anybody.
yeah.
He doesn't call like he'll say what he needs to say, but he does it in the right way. Like he's the chief. Like, he's good.
Yeah, his early press conferences are great. They say, "Well, didn't X player wasn't that great? What he did?" He said, "Yep, that's his job."
Yep. He
That's
wasn't
his
that
job. I know. Yeah.
He says enough to where you're like, no, I know exactly what you're saying.
Right.
Like, and he'll call guys out without being too much. And he doesn't like. I remember like when they played the Bruins and Cassidy was just like complaining about this, and then and during that San Jose series. Yeah, remember that? But Kirby's like, no, we're good. Everything's calm.
Well, you knew he was fired up behind the scenes, and I think
hell yeah, he was.
But it's the perception you give off to everybody else.
Everybody notices
that allows everybody around him to kind of calm down too.
And it extends, I think, beyond the team and the organization. In the case of the hand pass, one that if a coach had gone ballistic and just wouldn't let that go, it would have really hurt us on the ice. But he didn't do that. But beyond that, I think he calmed the whole market with his approach. We would have done nothing but just been complaining and because he took that approach. Yeah, the market did too. And thought, okay, all right, that happened. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go forward.
I think he settled everybody
down.
Yeah.
And then Barbie and Sonny and crushing Carlson.
I know.
Crushing guys.
How's your blood pressure during games? Do you like people to talk to you? Do you let people know, hey, you leave me alone during the game?
I think people think I want to be left alone more than I do. I mean, I'm fine sitting with somebody and talking about the game. I don't want to sit and talk about something else.
Yeah. I gotcha.
That I don't want to.
I'm like that. I'm like that at my daughter's soccer games, when like the in-laws come and like I'm watching the game and they're like, "Hey, what do you think of this color for a pool cup?"
I've gotten a few of those and I just go, "What?
No.
Can we talk after the game about that?"
But people tend to leave me alone. I mean, a few friends know. Come on down, sit. They're members of the group. Yeah. Others, I'm not sitting there.
You've got your own little TV monitor. I love that. Right?
Yeah, it was missing the other day.
Oh, was it?
Oh, well, all right.
Did you text Chappie about
it? As Z likes to point out, now that new scoreboard is right there, it's kind of stupid. Except that one, the little one, gives me the television
TV feed,
so I can see additional replays.
And you get up close looks at the bench and stuff like that.
Tom, I'd have
and the bench faces away from us. Do you miss?
Okay. Right.
You can't see as well what's going on the bench from our side.
Does your wife give you opinions on the team? Like, does she say, "Hey, I don't know if this guy's cutting it right now"?
She is the secret behind the hockey ops.
She talks
success.
To Doug. She talks
to has a direct line.
Call Doug. You say at home. Call Doug.
Bugging me. I call Harvey.
She's she's got the draft choices. She's got the lines. She's got kind of the different changes in the power play. Everything.
Yeah. Okay.
So does Andy, by the way.
Yeah. Well, hey, everyone's allowed to have an opinion. Your thoughts on this season coming up? You feel good? You like the team? You feel like there's some unknown? Like how do you look at it compared to maybe the last few years?
I feel really good going into the season. I mean, I think we're going to be strong, competitive. It's been a little quieter in some quarters because we didn't make as many changes and have as many splashes as we have in other years. But sometimes that's the best thing. And in a flat cap world, that's kind of what you have to do. But I think we're going to really be strong. I mean, we have tremendous depth at forward. Lost a little depth at defense with those injuries, but I think Binnington's going to have a great year.
Yeah, I do too.
I think Grice, his total record is very strong. He had a tough year in Detroit last year. When Leddy came to us, he was minus 30 coming from Detroit.
30.
Oh yeah,
3 I think.
Yeah, I think he had one goal too or something like that.
I mean, it's tough playing. That's not to. I mean,
It's tough.
Obviously, it's going to be a fantastic team.
Yeah.
And Eiserman is doing a great job.
Yeah.
They're going to be great. But it's a different. So I think we're going to be strong. Obviously, we face Colorado in our division, and we're going to.
They're awesome guys.
We're going to get by them. We're going to have to get by them at some point, and they're going to be strong again. They lost some important players, but we're going to be very competitive with them.
Everything's okay, by the way. No, I did not do anything wrong. It's not for me.
Hey, let me ask you this.
They're taking Cam.
Before I let you go, so I don't get
He's got things to do.
The hate tweets coming at me. So, but you got Tarasenko and O'Reilly, right? I mean, how do you approach that? Do you let Doug just handle it? How do you? I mean, you got two, faces of your team in the final year of your deal. Does that make you uncomfortable, or do you not worry about it? I mean, break that down for us.
Well, obviously, those are two really important guys, important to the franchise now, and have been for some time, and they've, done a tremendous amount for the team and the organization. So they're important now. They're important going forward. I think everybody understands. We just have to, work through that. Let the season start, and then see where we can go, see what we can do. I hope those two guys have a good understanding of that. I realize it's not easy in their positions. Been in the league a long time, and there's not a deal in place. But I think things will work out. For the best for all concerned. Yeah. It's just it's a process. It takes some time.
I always remind people, because a lot of the fans say, "Well, they've lost their last two captains." I mean, Backus left and Pietrangelo left, and I always say, "Well, yeah, but they both could have stayed." Yeah. It's not like they couldn't have stayed if they wanted to, right? So they, sometimes you make a choice too. So,
what do I have to do to make the Hall of Fame? That's the question I wanted to ask Tom. Like, do I got to dominate in the alumni skates? What do I have to do here?
I think maybe some time transportation would be good.
That's what it is.
And maybe
there's a long list of things.
Okay,
Tommy,
okay.
I mean, come on. Are we gonna?
I get the point.
We're not answering that seriously. but maybe when we do the St. Louis category,
Hey man, we appreciate you coming on though.
Yeah.
Seriously,
and
we wanted to talk to you. We wanted you live.
And don't let Pistol yell at you and all that type of stuff. At the.
I love it when he's there.
He can yell at you.
He is the best.
He could yell at you. It's the other guys when they yell, you're like, sit your ass.
Oh my God!
Especially with his Gordy Stillman hat trick deal, he's just, and he gets all excited. Tommy, I can't believe you didn't know it. I got the Gordy Stillman hat trick. You didn't even say anything.
When we're talking about Peter Stastny, the Hall of Famer, by the way, one of the best. So.
Very competitive.
Yeah,
very competitive.
Yeah, although he has started to moderate a little bit.
Really?
I think, a little bit, but he still gets annoyed if you lose.
Oh, yeah. or he's open.
Hey, they don't lose that competitiveness, So.
He's open and
he's always open.
He's always. I know. I can't give it to you every time. Just take it from me.
Oh my God!
Why do you go to the corner? Go to the net.
Yeah.
Why do you go to the corner? I don't want to get hit by a puck. That's why.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I just played in a charity game, and there were some NHL guys on the team, and we're coming back to the bench, and they're screaming at me like. Pass the puck. I'm like, you're making me panic. Like you're screaming on the ice.
Welcome to the NHL.
It's like just calm down, and maybe I'll see you, but when you start screaming, you're making me panic.
You gotta be under pressure.
I haven't even told Peter this, but the last time he played, I dropped him the puck and went from directly from the puck into the goalie.
Screening.
Okay. Yeah. Just here you go, and put it to either side, right in the back of the leg.
Oh, he did it on purpose.
Oh, really? Right in the back of your leg?
I mean, or it somehow kind of caught me sideways, but just short, from behind side.
Yeah.
Just short of the shin pad, right in there.
He knows what he's doing, Tommy. You don't think he knows where to shoot? He did it on purpose. Come on. But I still have a bruise from that.
Last thing. Do you pay attention to what people are saying? Are you in tune? Fans, feedback? Do you want to know what the feedback is? Do you read media reports? Do you listen? Is that something that you feel like can be beneficial or it can be counterproductive? How do you look at all that?
I do read media stuff, chat boards, things like that. Sometimes C and Doug will say, you shouldn't read that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I do it within reason. I don't go down the rabbit holes of some of the crazy ones. But, it is an easy, free look at what your customers are saying.
Sure. They think
and so now, does that influence, important personnel decisions? I think you gotta make those on the basis of what's going to be the best for making us a better team, rather than on whether one group or another is going to be unhappy. You can't be, you can't be finger in the air about looking at basically polls.
Yeah,
you got to do what's going to work out best.
Chat rooms to me
have to do the same thing.
I don't know anybody who goes on a message board and like posts anything. I think it's kind of a lot of the same people, and
with
and I don't know
names.
I don't know if they're as popular. I know
there's something to.
I don't know if they're as popular as maybe they were before, prior to Twitter and all that.
It's just like politics and everything. You take a grain of salt with everything. You hear one side, you hear another side, and you figure it out in the middle. It's the way it is. We have to deal with this shit every day. I
remember telling Jamie Compon, who's now an assistant coach with the Panthers. And he was an assistant coach with the Kings at the time. And we were just talking, and he was like, man, they're killing me on the Kings message boards because the power play was struggling. And it's like, he's thinking like, everyone's reading this, the people who are making decisions on his job and whatever. And I said, you got to understand, on a message board, rarely does anybody go on there to say something positive. I mean, a lot of times they go on there to vent or to say something negative. It's not like they're going on there to say, "Oh, this is great." It's very negative.
But you still have to have a sense on what the majority of people are saying.
I got you.
It directly affects you.
It's not the majority.
That's the problem. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not, and you have to find a way and look at the balance of it.
It's kind of
like
Cam goes by JD's chest hair on there, by the way, just so you know.
I worry about my own shit. I gotta talk all day, 4 hours a day. It's like, did I say something? I gotta check. And you might clip something off and say, did I go overboard with talking politics or something? I worry every damn day, and I think that's healthy because if you don't care, like I care what people think.
Yeah, I mean,
I do.
So it's you got to be aware.
Yeah,
just don't be dictated to by what a few
we're still
the
crazy
fringes.
Do you like your players on social media? Or do you have a policy about that, or you just kind of let them do their thing?
I think you got to let them decide, and I think they've been really responsible.
Very good. Yeah.
They
play video games anyway the whole time.
Tom,
they're not.
Tom, they're playing video games and like tweeting about video. It's all good.
They're not even tweeting.
I mean, no, we haven't had an issue like that, and I think that says good thing.
Yeah.
Until it's a problem, it's not a problem.
Right. I mean, and also in an era where everybody has a phone in his or her pocket.
Yeah.
We don't have.
They're careful.
Oh yeah, no issues. Yeah, I agree with that. So, Tom, all the best,
Tom,
man.
You're the best.
Have a great
year. Love you, man. I'll see you out in the skate.
Congrats on all your success.
Come back and skate sometime.
Oh, he's not talking to you, Andy. He's talking to me.
He wants me on his line, I'm going to try to make it. The problem is the other ones are too early in the morning. I got to take my kids to school.
I got work to do in the morning. But
my son skates at on Wednesdays.
He's not worried about you. I just said that. He's worried about me. He wants me out there, sauce passing.
Your son's always skating Wednesday afternoon?
Wednesday, he skates on Wednesdays, along with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Tom, you're the best.
A sigh of relief.
Yeah.
All right,
exactly.
thanks
for coming on.
All right, thanks Tom. The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by Bellman and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get out there to Detroit, Missouri. Check it out. On one side, you got the Buick, the GMC. Options for everybody. Then right across the street, you got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Again, find something that works for you and get yourself a new set of wheels in time for the winter. All right, that was Tom Stillman, chairman of the St. Louis Blues, Cam.
He's a great guy. I don't know if it's going to be like energetic for you guys if that was because he's not the quickest talker or the loudest.
No, he's like simple. You know what I'm saying?
He's just like But he's done a lot of good for the city, and he's loved here, like he is, and the whole ownership group. And I just don't want to just single him out when you say because there's a lot of people involved that do a lot, and if it wasn't for them, none of this would be happening. They got a good team here as far as the ownership.
And he came in and joined us live and whatever.
He came in here, damn right.
He's a cool
in this beautiful office.
And he skates with the alumni. Like he
skates with us.
Cool ass dude, man.
He is. He's done a lot of good things have happened since he's taken over. Think about that.
Yes, very respected in the business community here in St. Louis.
Oh, he'll be in the Missouri Hall of Fame, everything. Like, he's going to be winning a shit ton of awards.
They need to put him in the Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame.
That's the big one. That's the big one. You should be in there.
That's the one Cam's in.
Yeah. You should be in there.
You got to nominate it.
What?
You got to nominate somebody.
I'm the one that has to, like, text.
Well, I don't know.
Scotty Rupp.
Well, I think there's, like, an official process.
What would they say about you, about your perseverance? Like, why would you get in?
I don't know. I don't like. That's not a question that I would answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not for me to say.
Okay.
Probably player.
Is it more of a builder? Did you build something?
I played.
What have you built in this town? What would it be like? It'd be for like, no, you did a lot of stuff with the media and stuff like that. You've done a lot of shit. You've done a lot of stuff. I pump your tires up more than you think, dude.
Yeah.
Not about your hockey skills.
Dude, what's up with Tom Brady? Can I just ask you that?
Oh, God. Well, he's getting a divorce. He's getting robbed.
Now it's official. Is she leaving him or is he leaving her?
I don't know, man. I don't know what to think of this whole
Why does he look like that? Why is he not traveling to the games with his team? He's going to Robert Kraft's party. Then he's showing up and he's yelling at all his teammates on the sideline.
I know.
When you're 45 and these guys are like 22, like it just doesn't look right. Like,
it's terrible.
Listen, at some point in time, I don't care how great you are. At some point, I don't care what sport it is. At some point, you just age out.
You do.
And you stop like hanging out with the 22 and 23-year-olds when you're 45. Even you can make so much money doing it. You've done everything.
I know.
What else are you chasing?
I don't get it, man. I talked about that.
And now you're yelling at all your teammates. You're not traveling with them. You're missing practices. You're leaving. You got all this
from
drama.
The get-go.
And now you're losing to the New York Jets.
Yeah. No, it's goofy.
Like, don't ever stay 1 year too long, man. That's the worst mistake you can make. You're ready to retire. No one was like, oh, I really hope Tom comes back.
I know. He just came back. I'm like, didn't you just leave on a good note?
We really hope he comes back because I just want to see him play one more game. Dude, you've played 30 years already.
I know.
Just stop.
It's goofy. You're right, Andy. I mean, you're absolutely right.
Peyton Manning knew when to go. He just like, dude, I can't. I'm done.
But he's fucking psycho.
John Elway, he like wins. He leaves.
His cheeks are sunken. Like he's doing.
Dude, he's had some terrible plastic surgery.
He looks like a junkie would look. You know, if you and he's still
but his plastic surgery looks like, okay, Tom, this is going to be a 3 or 4 step process, and they've only done like step 1.
No, I liked him better with the butthole chin back in the day. You know.
Oh, is that gone?
No, it's kind of there, but it's.
What did you call it?
The butthole. I know. I don't like to say that word.
You can't say that.
No, but it kind of is. Though.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what you call that.
Chin.
You don't call that.
Ass chin. I don't like to say it. My bad. Of all the things,
it was like a dimple or something.
Yeah, like the dimple chin. You know,
the butt chin.
The butt. Okay, man, the butt chin. My bad.
I mean, you're like. That's not even an accurate description. What you're saying.
It kind of is. You know, but
like Jeter. They all know when to go. Gretz. You don't just come back.
Get the fuck out.
Go.
Dude. Not to mention you can get rocked and really hurt.
I remember Big Walt being like, "Yeah, okay, I'm done." Like everyone on the plane's like a kid.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they're good kids and they're fun, you know. But
we had a good time.
Do you think it's weird for the teammates though to have Tom Brady as a teammate? Like, okay, maybe the idea is cool, but then he's like yelling at me, and he's older than the coaches.
Yeah, it's goofy. He's No, I think they love it, but I think he's in the moment. He's hardcore on the team, but I think he's pretty cool outside of it. I do, and I think he probably takes care of everybody and stuff like that. And this is his like Yachty or Molina farewell. Mm-hmm. Yachty's fucking going to Puerto Rico. Everybody's like, "What the fuck? You're chasing the fucking Milwaukee Brewers like middle of the season?" You're like, and all of a sudden he just like leaves for Puerto Rico to coach a basketball team he owns. Like what?
I know
the fuck. And the media here just like,
they're like, this is so sad. Yet he's like, I'm done. Like I'm done. Like,
why are you here then? Why even do it then? Like Pujols tried to get to 700. I get it. Like Yachty is like, you're going to Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. It's so goofy. That was goofy, man. I like Yachty because he's a hockey fan. Like, don't get me wrong, but they just ran the.
Yachty's cool, man.
He's cool, but they just ran that show in that locker room so bad. They need to like regroup and have Arenado and.
I gotcha.
You know, think about that.
Hey, can I give a shout out to Vegas, the Golden Knights, by the way?
Sure.
Because people try to chirp the Vegas Golden Knights. I got to give a shout out to Vegas. They're winning games.
Yeah.
And, you know, Bruce Cassidy Again, say what you want. I know his time probably ran out there in Boston. You don't just keep winning and all of a sudden they fire you. Obviously, there was an issue there, probably between he and some of the star players. I mean, the star players say they're gone. Krejci goes all the way back to his homeland, right? Then he comes back after they change the coach.
Yeah.
Bergeron decides to come back after they change the coach. So, I mean, listen, sometimes you just got to keep it real and tell it like it is. And it probably wasn't a great situation. But I'll say this, the guy can flat out coach.
Yeah.
He's a damn good coach. Like, he knows the game and he knows how to coach. Vegas just looks different. He's gotten their attention. And I don't know how long this is going to last, but I mean, shit, you forget how good they were a couple of years ago. They were damn good. They were right there on the brink.
They got Shea Weber too.
And that's true.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
It's not like he's inherited a roster with no talent. They got a shit ton of talent. Goaltending obviously is a little bit of a question, but
a little bit.
You can't predict goaltending. Like, there's only so many of these guys in the world that are playing in the NHL. They're all capable of playing great. Yep. So, can he do it for a long stretch? I don't know.
I don't know either. Did you like the Avs had a pretty cool rings?
They're cool rings. Yeah, they were cool.
Well, people ask what would you want as a player? I'm like,
I thought it was kind of weird that they gave Nazem Kadri his ring inside the locker room in Calgary. Can't they wait for Calgary to come to Colorado and do a ceremony on the ice like the Blues did for Pat Maroon?
Yeah.
So the whole fans can see it and give them a little celebration. The Blues did it for Joel Edmondson too on the ice.
That's weird.
Oh, we're going to bring it and we're just going to give it to you in the dressing room.
Yeah, awkward and goofy and weird.
Come on. Sometimes you got to think this through.
I know. Well, they had Jack Johnson plays for Chi-Town, right? And
he did his arm around. Cool. That was cool.
That was totally cool.
Mm-hmm. That's I know you Jack
Johnson's sister, I think, is married to Brady Quinn.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
he talks about her on.
His sister is also married, or he's also a brother-in-law of the
Brody
dude
Quinn.
Who's with Pat McAfee.
Oh yeah,
Hawk. AJ Hawk.
Those guys are. I like that. I like both.
They're all hanging out together.
I like both
AJ, Jack Johnson, Brady Quinn, who was a bust in the NFL.
He was handsome.
10th overall pick. Remember how muscular he got?
He was like that model look.
That chin.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like first form.
Yeah, he looked like Nicky Boy.
He looked like Nick. Nick looks like Brady Quinn.
He does. Nick's probably blushing right now.
Nick is Brady Quinn. We didn't even know it.
I think he's out. He's somewhere. I think he's in California. Big Nicky Boy. Nicky Clemens.
Oh, right now?
Form, yeah.
Ask for Nick.
Yeah. Ask for him, Nick.
I don't know about you.
Think he does that,
they send me handwritten notes.
They send everybody that.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, Andy. It's actually a nice feeling.
First form was cool.
You're like,
dude.
What's up? Like, damn, that was handwritten.
Dude, when I wear the first form shit, people are like, oh.
I'm wearing that mug right now.
You know those guys? I'm like, yeah,
dude,
I do.
People, I'm telling you, the bodybuilders I know in Jersey are like, fuck yeah. I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
Like, they're fucking badass. All over the place.
Those are our people.
Yeah. I love it. I just got to get in shape, man. I got to look better.
Well, you can't be, listen, you can't be embarrassing the brand. You can't be wearing that, looking like that.
I look like shit.
Yeah, you can't do that.
My face looks like shit. My body, my golf swing.
Body by Cam.
Yeah, but I'm still big. I can still throw you out the window if I want to.
Could you? Like, you think you really could?
Throw you out the window?
Like, pick me up and throw me out the window.
I could kick the fuck out of both of you right now with one arm. Like, literally, fight to the death. I'd kill both of you.
No chance.
No, with no arms. I'd curb stomp you like, bop!
No chance.
Oh, my, I'd front kick you so fucking hard, Andy.
A front kick?
If you guys tied
What's a front kick?
I'll show you right now. If somebody tied my hands behind my back with handcuffs, and I had to fight to the death to kill both of you in this little room right now, I'd kill both of you.
I'd taser you.
With what? Your fucking shoe?
I would taser your ass. Dude.
I'd kill both of you.
What's going on with
I love you both.
Kanye West?
He's fucked up.
I told you that last time. Dude, you tried to defend him.
I didn't defend him.
You tried to.
He goes against the grain, and I kind of like that aspect. But he's bipolar or something, and he's fucked up from Kim Kardashian, dude.
No, he was already way messed up before that.
I know, but
don't blame her. Kim, it's not Kim's fault. Okay,
no one said it's her fault.
No, you said she.
When your girl breaks up with you and fucks Pete Davidson, You're going to be on fucking Suey Watch. You get that?
Is that how it went down?
Yeah. Pete fucking
Davidson. She got rid of him.
That fucking guy. He's banging the hottest. He's banging Ariana Grande.
You think he's that funny?
No.
I don't get that.
He doesn't make me laugh at all. His movie was goofy. Like, I don't like him. He chirped the military, and I don't mind like it, but he got jammed up for that, and that's like, that's fine. I don't care. Like, sometimes, like, the real military guys don't give a fuck. They're like, that doesn't fucking bother me. It's all good.
I always respected him. I always respected him because his dad lost his life in 9/11.
Yeah, that's a weird story.
And he kind of like makes fun of it. You ever heard him?
Yeah, and that's what you do when you're a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
You make fun of the hardcore stuff, and I appreciate that. I appreciate his ballsiness, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't make me laugh. And he must have a huge wee-wee, because why is he good looking? He just looks like a fucking gangster from the Bronx or Staten Island, fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't quite get that one. I used to think I wanted to be a stand-up comedian back in when I was a kid.
Good, you're better off playing UFC.
UFC. Who's your favorite UFC?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, when Connor was on, he's lost me now. I like Michael Chandler. He's a fucking kid where I grew up in House Springs.
Why does Dana White do cooking videos? What's that all about?
I don't know. Dana White's pretty cool.
Oh, he is cool.
Yeah, I like his style. I like how he runs things. Maybe he needs to pay.
Was Joe Rogan a fighter?
Fuck yes,
he was.
Fucking right. He'd fuck us all up.
Joe Rogan
would
get in the octagon.
Oh, he used to do Muay Thai and all kinds of shit. Watch some of his videos, him kicking
the bag.
He was,
and then he's a comedian too?
Joe Rogan is one of the most talented people on earth. He's brilliant. The way he brings on anybody from any spectrum of life. We get on hockey players, all right? Listen. We get on hockey players.
But
no.
Can I say this?
No. You can't yet, because I'm talking. We get on hockey players, Andy. And sometimes he gets on scientists, to Graham Hancock, to politicians, to anybody, to Elon Musk, and he is able to prolong the conversation with whatever the fuck it is. It's unbelievable how he knows enough about enough things to where he could ask questions. He could ask questions to scientists. He could ask questions to politicians.
Yeah.
He is goddamn brilliant.
I could do that. Because here's the thing, Ken.
No, you couldn't, dude.
He's got a staff.
No, you couldn't.
He's got a staff.
No. Hold on. He has nothing written. Listen, he has nothing written down.
But you don't think he does his resource beforehand?
Of course.
And prepares?
Well, that's part of it.
That's how you do it.
No, you're so goofy, dude. No, I know. I know.
You don't think he prepares? He goes into this interview with a scientist or whoever, and he just doesn't know who the hell he is. Well, he prepares and he's ready to go, and that's what makes him great.
Listen to me. The way he can hold a normal conversation with the smartest people in the world is fascinating to me. Now, if you go and you listen to, probably you watch MSNBC and all that, when they interview the same fuck people over, listen, the mainstream media now, they don't even have debates. Like, no one's debating anymore. Remember back 10 years ago, which you probably don't because you never watched, they used to have debates all the time. You watch Bill O'Reilly to whoever. They debate people, and you're like, yes, I can hear both sides, and then I can make an opinion on it. Joe Rogan will call you out and talk about political things that are so hard to get into.
No, he's incredibly good.
What are you talking about? You can't just do research.
No, because I'm saying
and hold a conversation the way he does. But there's more to it, Andy.
All I'm saying is
you can't even hold a conversation with me about
so
politics.
Big that he's got to be very smart.
He's so smart.
Like one of the best interviewers I've ever seen in my life was
that's all I'm saying.
Charlie Rose, another one.
My point is,
you know who Charlie Rose is?
Yeah, sure.
Great interviewer. No, you don't know who he is.
Okay, fine, Andy.
Okay, Larry King.
Yeah, I know Larry.
Oprah Winfrey. These are all great interviewers.
They're interviews.
Who can interview anyone from an entertainer, athlete to a world leader, right?
I get you, and that's why
Bob Wallace.
And I know, and that's why they're all successful. But those are not conversations, in my opinion.
They're more interviews.
They're interviews.
Okay.
They're cookie.
Larry King would have a conversation.
Oh, dude, he was so out of touch. Are you kidding? Listen to me. Joe Rogan could talk to you.
Houston, hello.
He talks to you. He's not like this. Well, back in 1976, we had this. So what happened?
I got you.
No, Joe Rogan's like, okay, well,
I don't want to present
on.
like I'm like we're on opposite.
All right, well, you kind of were like saying
I'm in full.
You can't listen. Andy, let's get a politician on. Let's get Mark Mantovani on.
No, hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's get Mark Mantovani on for tomorrow. Okay. He's running for just whatever, and then interview him with a nice thing and have a conversation like you've known him for 15 years. Do it. I bet you can.
If I had my staff preparing me,
I bet it doesn't matter. I bet you couldn't do it in a way where you're having a conversation where I believe that you actually know how you're have rebuttal to anything he says. You wouldn't be able to do it. And you're one of the best interviewers I know. That's why I teamed up with you. If it wasn't for you on these interviews with some of these guys, a lot of them, I'd look like a fucking jackass. You run the interview, you hold it, you keep it rolling.
I just think it's...
But if you talk to a politician, you'd be like, oh, it's second degree. No, you couldn't. I'm just telling you, it's a different animal. If you talked about conspiracy theories, or you talk about natural disasters, or you talked about
like his interview
COVID,
with like Tyson, for example, I could do that. I could talk to Tyson, dude.
Yeah, okay.
I could talk to Snoop Dogg. I could talk to any of those guys.
I get to 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
But there's a lot of guys. Can you talk to Graham Hancock?
No, you're probably right about that.
No, I am right.
Get that. So here's the thing.
Like,
it's like, it's not hard for him because he is super talented.
Smart. And he's interested in, he's not just interested in sports. Like some of these guys like, sports, everything. Sports. No, I like all kinds of shit. Like I like fucking watching Tennessee versus Alabama.
Watching sports
I like
with like
30
fucking other
Pompeii.
people.
I like watching sports with 30 swinging dicks, all yelling at the screen. Like, no, I like to chill with my puppies and my girl and maybe my neighbors here and there. But like, like I'm interested in all kinds of stuff. I love a good conspiracy theory. I love a fucking natural disaster. Although I don't want people dying, but like, I'm interested in so many other things besides sports. And that's why I appreciate Joe Rogan. And I don't agree with everything he says either, but there's a lot I do. That's all, baby. But you have to appreciate his intelligence when he can hold a legit conversation and make it a conversation with smart people. Yeah. That's all, baby.
Yeah.
We love all you guys.
No, I got you.
All you women, men, women, children.
Everybody.
I hope all your children aren't listening because I do cuss a lot.
Oh.
I know.
And now you have the chairman listening and you're cursing. Can you apologize?
I'm sorry.
Remember when I called the I called the cell phone of James Dolan, the chairman of the New York Knicks and the Rangers.
Yeah.
And like the security guy calls me right back.
Whatever. What's he gonna do?
I answer the phone.
Hello. Not gonna let you in.
I'm like, hello. He's like,
hello, sir.
Are you trying to reach the chairman?
Yeah.
I'm like, huh? Yeah. I'm like, who? He goes, are you trying to reach the chairman?
Yes, I am. I want to interview him.
I'm like, James? Yeah, I'm trying to reach James. He just like had like he wouldn't let Patrick Ewing in the MSG.
You guys are all fucked up. Well, Patrick Ewing's like, I can't come in. I got some little weirdo boy. Yeah. Like, who are you, sir?
They took Charles Oakley down in like a chokehold. I want to know like what's going on. They just fired like, all
Why do you suck?
They just fired Jeff Gorton and JD. Like, I want to know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I am trying to reach the chairman.
No shit. You robot.
Ooh, the bot. There are such things as those, huh?
Oh, fucking Ian Cole got rocked by a bot.
How can a bot write like that, though?
Because it's a person just causing things. Just like we talked about, Andy. It's a person.
And they believe that?
Ian Cole screwed over that poor girl.
Do you agree with the PA who are like, hey, man, this is gross misconduct?
Yes. Wait, what?
I think they said something like gross misconduct by the team to just suspend him like that without any...
If no one comes out and says, here's what happened.
With an anonymous allegation.
Anonymous
on
tweet?
Twitter.
Wow. It's like, why didn't you just go to the authorities and just do it and then do it that way? Like, that's very suspicious and it's scary, Andy. It truly is.
Well, you heard what I said. Listen, somebody could do that to Crosby or somebody who's like the most pure people.
And even if they don't find out till 2 days later, like they could be like, Cal McCarr touched me last night at the bar.
Oh my God.
And then they're like, well, what? He's like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden they're like, well, where were you? Let's put it all together. And all of a sudden
it's a bot.
They're like, they can't have them play that game because it's just blowing up.
And it's the
Stanley
women
Cup
and final.
Everybody's like, wow. I knew another hockey player. And all of a sudden it blew up.
Don't put him in the Hall of Fame.
No, he's done. You suspend him. And all of a sudden you found out that it's a bot. And you're like, oh, well, he just got suspended for these. They had to keep, I don't know.
Do you think?
But there are times where guys do that shit.
You think the Lightning should come out and apologize?
Why would the Lightning apologize?
Because they suspended him without any type of factual information.
No, it was too hardcore. And he had that thing behind.
It was.
I don't mind
very hardcore.
I don't mind.
Well, that's what we're talking about, Cam.
I know
the team's just reacting to an anonymous allegation.
He had something prior,
suspending to this guy.
He had something prior, and that was suspicious.
So that's what makes it a difference.
100%, Andy. 100%.
Okay.
I look at it like that. Mm-hmm. Yes, you just had something happen to you.
Yeah.
Okay, and now this comes. I believed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, wow. I go, whoa. He did that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And that's not fair. And I'm not saying it is, but I did.
Oh,
I remember being like, fuck, that
How
did it.
How could you not?
I don't know. That sounds so sincere.
So that's why, and I've known Ian like you have, and
I think the Lightning were in the right
to
do
it. Workout guy, by the way. You know, he probably could, you know.
My point is, like,
did some first form
I think that the Lightning were like, fuck. We got to do this right. I think that...
Well, the whole Twitter universe, they're talking about it on ESPN with Gary Bettman.
I watch ESPN every morning. And besides them talking about WNBA, they'll have
what's
hockey
going
highlights.
on with the offseason with WNBA? Who's the number one
Brittany Griner ain't coming out anytime soon.
Oh, what's the latest?
No, but let's talk about
this. Is there something going on with that?
No, she's rotting in jail.
Oh, that's not good to say.
She's rotting in jail.
Well,
no, she is.
She shouldn't be in there.
Well, okay. I mean,
9 years.
That you just can't. You can't do that. I don't know. It's just like this World Cup, man. You go to fucking Qatar.
Who's Qatar?
It's a country in the Middle East, and if you fuck up, like they're gonna put you in jail there.
I wouldn't go there.
I wouldn't go there either, Andy. But anyway, about the thing, when it blew up, I'm like reading about it. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to touch on this in the radio show. We're gonna have to talk about it on the podcast. And I'm like, fuck, he fucked up. And then and I'm like, the Lightning, like, you gotta like, it's too much. Like, you have to do that because of his past. If it was like somebody else on that team, and I'd be like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know, actually, Andy. But you could be that person to do it in an important game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It happens in politics all the time.
Well, and regardless.
Politics.
Well, hold on. Let me give you an example. Regardless, it creates a distraction. And it throws.
To go through it.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up right now.
Yeah.
Jordan Binnington in Winnipeg.
And he fucking did it, and he fucking beat him.
And he shoved it down their throats, man.
Like, fuck you. Fuck you. My first goddamn playoff game ever.
Yeah.
And you're going to get up tweets from fucking years ago. Fuck you. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fucking shut you out. Fuck you. Mm-hmm. And he did.
Is that what happened?
They won.
Shut out.
No, I'm going to shut you out overall.
Oh, yeah. Shut you down.
Yeah, you want to be like that, Andy?
I'm going to shut you down.
You're going to be like that, Andy?
Yeah. So
anyway.
Listen, hairclub.com. We all know 800-279-7878. Go to our landing page, hairclub.com/Cam Strick. First form, as we
love
know,
all y'all. All y'all.
Go to our first form landing page, man. Firstform.com/Cam Strick. Order from there. Get the bars. My favorite are the chocolate covered pretzels. I'll eat the hell out of that. It's like a snack.
Good, you need to eat. You know.
Well, I eat those.
Why do you have a black eye?
I don't. I've had this forever.
What the
Remember I told you what this was? I got bit by something.
A snake?
It's on my eyelid. Okay, so listen to me. Hold on.
Who hit you?
Nobody. Swear to God. So it'll like go away and then it comes back.
Oh, it looks like you got a black eye, homie.
Really?
Kind of.
Okay, it's not a black eye. It looks like a black eye.
Yeah, it's purple and it's on your eye.
It's in the area of my eye where it just won't go away. I'll get out of the shower. I'll rub it with a towel or something like that. And then it opens back up.
Looks like you got caught.
So
a little bit.
It does look like it was like a rub.
Have you ever taken a punch in the face?
From like my brothers or something? Yeah,
it doesn't count.
I got in a fight when I was playing.
You ever get caught with one and put you in Starland?
No.
Can I tell all you guys out there? I might have said this before, but you know when you watch cartoons,
and you see the stars.
You see, that is exactly what you see.
Really?
You see fucking stars. It goes pop and it pops.
Yeah.
Or you go black. You just go black.
So I went to an eye doctor because I had to have an eye exam anyway, and they looked at it. The skin is so thin on this part of your eyelid.
You got thin skin.
It's hard to like use like a steroid cream and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Rub that steroid cream over your body, dude. See what happens.
What do you mean?
Well, there's like steroid cream.
Yeah. So what will happen?
You'll probably get jacked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's not that. I don't think it's like that.
Yeah, but you could have cream.
It's not creatine.
You could put cream on your body, and it'll make you jacked.
So you can't really see it unless I like close my eye, but it won't go away.
Pee again, man.
Remember, hold on. You brought this up several months ago. It won't go. Remember?
I know.
It won't go away.
I need you to look good. You put makeup on that mug?
You can't see it.
No, I just saw it. If I see it,
When I
see
close my eye.
Yeah, it looks like you got caught with one.
It's like a little cut.
Whatever. People don't care. It ain't that big of a deal.
Can I hear from an eye doctor, please, to help me get rid of this thing? So check out First Form and get out there today, will you? Waggle golf. You can waggle golf in the snow. You can waggle golf in the sun, Cam. I can do. My golf game doesn't really drop in the snow. It doesn't change much.
No, it's always bad. And I don't even want to chirp because...
Why would you do that?
Know.
Why would you do that?
Do what?
Why would you say that?
Because you're not good.
Get your waggle on, Cam, and do it today. Just like Dak.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Is that sign? You think that stands for Dakota?
No, I think it stands for Dak.
You think that's the first name?
Yeah.
Which is like a Vietnamese name, I believe.
Yeah, it could be.
Because I know a number of people at the most popular Vietnamese spot here in town.
I'll eat that dang food.
Dude, have you ever been to... I'll take you to the best Vietnamese restaurant.
I'll eat Vietnamese food.
It's not... Yeah, because
I like it all, man.
Vietnamese.
Whatever. I'll eat that mug. I'll eat all that. I like...
GetYourWaggleOn.com. Check out Waggle Golf, man. Be like Dak.
Greek.
And Nick Foligno, I've seen pictures with him wearing this too. Yeah. And we got stuff out to a bunch of NHL guys.
Yeah, we did. Hook them up, man. It looks good. I look good even in that stupid video. Still kind of look good, although overweight. But
Bellman and Bellman.com.
Dale.
And Danny boy. Dan Bellman, man, this guy has taken the car industry by storm, Cam. There are so many options out there in Troy, Missouri, from Buicks to GMCs to Chryslers and Jobs and Jeeps and Rams.
What?
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. I am looking for a Jeep for the, they got something for every season. Maybe.
She turned 16?
Maybe.
Yeah. That would be a bad car to get.
A Jeep?
Yeah.
Be sick.
It's kind of, yeah. But it's more about, not sick, more about like protecting her.
What do you think of kids that get like really nice cars when they turn 16?
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Hell no, man.
They get like,
they're going to bang it up.
$50,000 car.
Like, I just wouldn't do it. I'd give them something.
16.
I would give them something practical, and I'd give them something protective. I want them to be safe. Like, I want you to be protected. If it's raining, I want you to be. I'll give them nice tires on it. Yeah. You put good tires on it. I don't want you fucking around.
And that's why you go to.
I don't even want Kate driving in the winter. Like, well, if there's snow on the ground, she ain't going nowhere.
Listen, Bellman has everything from the 16-year-old driving for the first time to the 50-year-old CEO.
Yeah. No swinging dicks cruising around.
Which is very important.
Well, yeah, you know how you go to those places, man. It's fucking annoying.
So check that out.
Yeah.
And check it out today.
Yank.
In Troy.
Thank you, sir.
We love our friends over there at Bellman. No question about that.
About that. No doubt about it. I like them
Sparks Skate Sharpening, Cam.
Yeah, I do.
SPARX is how you spell it. I see these kids falling around all over the place, man, and there's no excuse for that anymore.
No, I know. No, it's a pain in the ass, man. If your skates are fucked up, you can be Connor McDavid. You're not going to... You're fucked.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Connor's going to score north of 50, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah.
First time.
Crosby's cruising, too.
These guys. Stamkos.
Stammer.
Listen, I like the NHL when those guys are, like, leading the way. Okay?
I do, too. They're fun to watch. When they're on, it's entertaining. Mm-hmm. When maybe some other guys are on, it's like, oh, they're on, but they're not.
But they're like young guys, and they're
I like the old school cats. Big boys. Yeah. Ovi.
He hadn't scored yet. I think he's got an assist.
Yeah, I don't know.
How many goals will he score this year? Ovi, go.
32.
Okay.
That's fair.
He's not going to catch Gretzky.
He doesn't get hurt, dude.
Yeah, he does a little bit recently.
Until he does, you don't get hurt until you do. So I think I would play him.
The way Brett Hull put it, Brett Hull's like, I played till I was 42. This dude's only 37.
Yeah, and he's better shape than Holy was.
And Holy played in a much more demanding era physically on your body. And let me say
Holy
this.
was like out of shape at that point.
Well, I'll say this too. Ovechkin, he's this close. That dude, he's not going away until he passes him.
I know. He'll make a.
So if he's got to play 7 years and get plastic surgery like Tom, and come back looking completely different,
maybe a divorce. He seems like a happy guy. There's a I try to follow him, but there's there's this guy that runs his social media, I think, on Facebook.
Oh, really?
And he's kind of goofy, and he kind of like chirps other people too. And I don't think he's representing Ovi, but he's got a lot of intimate pictures. So I'm like,
what's his name?
It says Alex. He doesn't even have a check mark.
But you think that's him?
Well, he has intimate pictures, Andy.
So what?
Well, how the fuck do you get those?
How intimate? Is he at his house?
At his house, doing video with his kid, and they're talking to the camera. Unless he stole that from somewhere, but I don't see that anywhere else.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I don't see any. He doesn't have. Ovi's not on anything. I think he hires this guy to do it.
Oh,
I do. So.
Well, Ovi doesn't go out there without having a skate sharpened by Sparks.
No, I know.
Sparks skate sharpening Cam. Promo code is Cam and Strick, and it's cheaper than Cyber Monday and Black Friday.
Okay, why would you say that? It doesn't make sense.
Because the deals that they have, Sparks puts their Sparks machine on sale.
Okay.
On Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but the discount that they give on Black Friday and Cyber Monday is not as much of a discount as you'll get when you use the Cam and Strick promo code.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is the best. The deal you get from Sparks by using Cam and Strick is better than the deal you get on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, your two favorite holidays. Yeah. You probably line up outside of Best Buy at like midnight.
Target.
On like after Thanksgiving. You just ate all night and you're like, come on, let's go to Target.
Man, I don't really do that. I don't, I got to get Kate something, and I'll get my parents.
Well, you need to get her something because what she puts up with a lot of shit with you.
I mean, not really. She did.
Does she get enough throughout? Are you buying her enough?
She doesn't need me to buy her anything. She can do whatever she wants. Like, I don't know what. I got to get her. It's not about
Is she
buying.
Happy?
Yeah, man. Like, are you kidding? Look what she does. Like, are you serious?
Do you want her to go back to work?
No. To do what? I like her home when I get home. Everything's organized and nice and lovely, and the house is perfect.
She's a housewife with no kids. I mean, can you imagine?
I know. Well, yeah. What do you want me to do?
Does she cook?
Everything. It's gonna be. I have a crock pot.
What's for lunch today?
Crock pot. I got fucking.
That's not ready yet.
She made sushi. Everything's nice. She makes
nice
drinks.
Why don't you bring me some sushi? What'd she put in there?
I'll send you a picture. She made two different kinds, 2 rolls. They're 2 rolls, and she made the rice crunchy, and then the other one.
Would she put like a tri-tip in there?
What?
Yeah, like a tri-tip.
Jesus, Andy.
That's all you ever talk. Did she have some like salmon, tuna?
Yeah, that's what she did. She did it.
Sushi tuna.
She did the tuna that you could eat because there's no meat in it.
Yeah, I'd love to have that.
We did the chill. Yeah, we did.
Bring me some.
Yeah, we did the Creve Core fucking sushi.
Creve Core Racket Club sushi.
Creve Core Racket Club, fucking vegan. Like, yeah. It's so fun. We're vegans.
Oh man. So get to Bellman and get there today. Out there in Troy, Cam. It's so easy to get to.
Yeah.
This has been the Cam and Strick podcast. Get our hats, by the way. They're on sale from Victor Hockey.
Victor
Hockey USA on Twitter and Instagrams. And follow me on Instagram, by the way.
You did good on Instagram, I'm not gonna lie.
Did I?
Just anytime you post, your kids are so cute. And they're little ties with Holly. I like everything you post. I'm such a like.
You don't like it. You don't hit the like button.
The fuck are you talking?
Maybe when my wife posts something, you like her shit.
Well, she posts every fucking day, and I'm like, I see the kids. I'm like, okay, I'll like that.
She overposts.
She overposts for sure.
What do you do about that?
You gotta put your foot down. But it's not embarrassing.
I've tried to say
it's not embarrassing.
No.
There's others that are.
But like sometimes she puts pictures of my kids and not doing anything. I'm like,
you don't need to do that. It's too much.
Yeah.
But it's not embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know families that the wife, like, she'll film like the daughter like kind of naked.
Okay. Well, how old? No, they're not.
No, I know it's like
who's
still
doing
2
that?
or 3 years old, but they're like,
okay, yeah,
no.
And
I'm like, why?
How about the people that post
weirdos see that
the pictures on Facebook and it'll like have 2 pictures and then it says like plus 87. It's like, what? I got to go through 87 more pictures here.
Yeah, that's too much. Too.
It's like,
well, it's just when you post,
just a couple pictures.
Just when you post pictures of your kids, you just got to remember.
Had a great weekend at the pumpkin patch. Bang, bang, bang. Plus 76.
When you post pictures of your kids, you got to remember your kids aren't as cool as you think they are. All right, they're just not. They're just not. None of them are. Ty does cool things because you have a cool thing you got going. You could take Ty. He's skating in front of 20,000 people. He's hanging out with Brett Hall. I'm talking about, you got to post that shit. But if you're posting your kid, he's eating a popsicle. And then another one, but he's eating a popsicle in a different way. And then the other way, it's like, look, bam, 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 right in your fucking face. Like the Family Guy episode, we're like, look at my kids, blah, 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 blah. And they smack the kid's picture in your face, like, look. I don't want to.
That was on Family Guy?
Yeah, it was hilarious. And it's like, it's too much. Your kids are doing the same fucking thing. They're not that cool. They're not that interesting.
Yeah.
Take a goddamn picture of them doing something interesting.
I'm with you.
Ty, you did a good job all weekend.
Thank you. Thank you.
All y'all. Yeah, name.
So obviously, support our sponsors. Sparks, use that promo code. Hair Club, Car Shield, Waggle Golf, Bellman, get the hats from Victor Hockey. And of course, remember that link, firstform.com/Cam Strick. You go to First Form and get ripped. There's success stories of people who are losing hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
I need to get sexy again, man.
Yep.
I know.
I am.
It's for the greater good of the podcast.
Yeah. Dude.
I think my wife likes me like this, but...
Does she?
I think so.
With like a dad bod? You have like a dog bod.
She's worried about she wants me to be healthy, dude, so I live a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We kind of need that.
I think, should all worry about me.
So keep eating sushi.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. All right, this has been the Cam Strick Podcast.
See you. Love all y'all.
Have a great week.
Love all y'all.
Hit us up on Instagram. Crush that like button.
Yeah.
Send
Help
us a comment.
With all that stuff.
And listen, enjoy this conversation
Yeah.
with the chairman of the St. Louis Blues, man, Tom Stillman. The best kept secret in St. Louis hockey. Outside of St. Louis. Does that make sense to you?
No, Andy. Finish the goddamn thing. Are we done? Tom Stillman.
Adios.